Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rounds Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Today, we are going to be bringing you Tokyo's Yakult Swallows and the Yokohama DeNA BayStars as they will clash in Yokohama for a three-game set. We're first of all going to bring you the starting lineups for the visitors from Tokyo. Leading off in center field wearing number 00 is Yoshihiro Akahane. Batting second and playing shortstop is number 7, Hideki Nagioka. Batting third and left field is number 25, Domingo Santana. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 13, Jose Osuna. Batting in the fourth spot and playing first base is batting in the cleanup spot is Jose Osuna. Batting fifth and playing third base is number 8, Igor Emoji. Batting in the sixth spot doing the catching is number 32, Naoki Matsumoto. Hitting seventh at second base is number 60, Urushi Tekioka. Batting in the eighth spot in the right field is number 51, Taiki Hamada. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 21, Kojiro Yoshimura. And they are going to be facing Trevor Bauer, who takes to the hill for the BayStars. He is 0-1 on the season. He's worked 6 innings. He's allowed 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 8, and he's got himself an earned run average of 1.50. Well, that is your starting lineup for the visitors from Tokyo, and now your starting lineup for the home team, the Yokohama DeNA BayStars. Leading off in center field, wearing number 58 is Koki Kajiwara. Hitting in the second spot and playing second base is number 2, Shugo Maki. Hitting third at first base is number 7, Kaida Sano. In the cleanup spot and playing third base is number 51, Toshiro Miyazaki. Batting fifth in right field is number 4, Ryuki Watari. Batting sixth and doing the catching is number 50, Yuda Yamamoto. Batting seventh in left field is number 25, Yoshi Satsugo. Hitting eighth at shortstop is number 6, Kaido Mori. And batting ninth and doing the pitching is number 96, Trevor Bauer. And he are going to be facing, it's Kojiro Yoshimura, who will take to the hill for the Swallows. Yoshimura is 0-1. He worked an inning and a third, allowing 6 hits, 7 runs, 4 of which were earned. And he has posted an earned run average of fluffed up at 27. Well, those are your starting lineups. The first pitch is around the corner. We're about 3.5 minutes away. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us today on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll take this little time out and come on back and give you all the action in just a few. It is going to be Swallows and BayStars just around the corner. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Appreciate you for jumping in on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. First pitch is just around the corner. Trevor Bauer has taken to the mound as he is starting his tune-up tosses. The 34-year-old is making his second appearance of the season as he has just been reinstated from the, I would call it from the, not from really from the injured list, when they don't have necessarily an injured list in Japan. A player will get sent down or removed from the active roster. And then they have a pool of 70 players that are signed to professional contracts. He would usually go down to the second team. There'd be training players and development players that would be down there. And then he would be reinstated after he clears 10 days. So once the 10-day waiting period is over, then he would be coming back up. Interesting tonight, still the Tetsudo Yamada is back for the Swallows, but he's not in the lineup tonight. And of course, Murakami not in the lineup again tonight for the Swallows as they're missing two of their more potent offensive players. It is not exactly the strongest lineup for the Swallows tonight. But here we go. We are ready to get underway as Trevor Bauer rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kajiwara. Kajiwara hitting .255 on the season with a homer and 3 runs batted in. Our friend Tyler says, can we get some quick picks? As there's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to short, fielded neatly by Mori, who throws to first. It's a ground out 6-3, as Kajiwara is in the books for the first out of the inning. I would be going BayStars here tonight. It's not exactly the strongest Swallows lineup that they are putting out there. So for me, that would be an automatic quick one there. I know that in the other games around the NPB, and depending upon who you're looking at, who is starting, I'm leaning towards the Carp, even though Togo is going for the Giants, or Shida in that one there. That's a tight toss-up. As Bauer is ready to face, that was Akahani who grounded out 6-3. Now it is Hideki Nagioka coming to the plate. Nagioka is getting the start at shortstop today, and the first pitch is a breaking ball down. 1 ball and no strikes to Nagioka. Check that. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. We're a little bit caught up here on the list. There's a fastball swung on, is lined into right field, coming in hard and making the catch is Watari. And that is going to retire Nagioka for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here. It's going to leave it all up to Domingo Santana. Tyler asks about some other picks. Staying in the Central for right now, I would look at it and I'd say Murakami going for the Tigers over the Dragons, who are sending Takahashi to the hill, although I do like Takahashi. I don't like him as much as I do Murakami. Here's the first pitch to Santana. It's the breaking ball taken on the outside corner for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Santana hitting .194 in the early going with a homer and a couple RBIs. As Bauer delivers his quicker pitch with less leg kick, and it's waved out and missed as it was a breaking ball that Santana had swung out. It's now 0-2. Bauer getting a sign from the catcher Yamamoto, and he's ready to rock into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. There's a ground ball back up the middle, and it is a nice play by the shortstop, Mori. He throws it is in the dirt, and it squirts away from the first baseman, Sano. That's going to go in the books as an infield single. A nice play there by the shortstop just to get to the ball. And then as he turned, he did have a chance to get him, but I think when the ball bounced into the ground, it was more toward the infield side of first base. Very difficult play for Sano to have to stretch, but nice play by Mori, who did the 360. Maybe it was the first baseman, Sano, who made a bit of a meal of it there. He should have been able to pick that one. No Tyler Austin today, as he is off the active roster. So Osuna stepping into the plate here. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Bauer, who delivers a first pitch breaking ball, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. In the Central League or Pacific League, Imai versus Yamazaki, I think that it's going to be a revenge game there for Imai. Imai is pitching for the Lions, and that game is in Hokkaido. As that fastball is swung on, it is lifted down the left field line, drifting into the corner. And then there to make the catch is Yoshi Satsugo. It looked like that ball was going to blow foul. We were waiting on it and waiting on it to come down, and right up against the wall on the morning track, the catch by Satsugo, he brings it in, and that is going to do it here, as Osuna is going to be gone for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning. There was one hit. There was no errors. And there was one runner left aboard. We're through a half inning. Your score is the Swallows 0 and the BayStars coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here with us on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. That was kind of strange. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. I'll try to wrap this up. Our friend Tyler was asking questions. Hawks at the Marines. It's Koei Arihara against Shuda Ishikawa. Ishikawa, the one-time Hawk, pitching against his former club. I'm leaning toward the Marines in that one there just because of that. And then the Buffaloes at the Eagles. Tajima versus Hayakawa. And I personally think that it is a night for the Eagles in that one. As though the Buffaloes are playing good ball, Hayakawa is the ace of the Eagles staff, I would have to believe. And that would be who I would lean on in that one. So there you go, Tyler. That answers your questions. It is a Friday night, so a lot of the Friday night starters, it is I don't say a big Friday night, but usually the Friday night starters are the better ones of the ball club. And it is definitely not disappointing. Cloud in the area. It is darker skies, but looks like they should be able to squeeze this baby in here tonight. The forecast is without rain. So here comes the first pitch. And as a fastball swung on, it is lifted into straightaway center field, moving back onto the warning track and making the grab as the center fielder Akahani. And Koki Kajiwara is going to be retired on a fly ball to center field for the first out of the inning. So one gone here, and that's going to bring up Shugo Maki. Friend Jeremy Orr says, hey, how do the Tigers look this year? Pitching looks pretty good. Offense is pretty decent, but I don't see a lot of depth in that squad. So if they start to go a little sideways, I think it could get thin quickly. So Mackey stepping up to the plate. He is hitting .286 in the early going with 3 homers and 11 RBIs. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, but now he's got it going. Takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Mackey batting from the right side is the 26-year-old. Against the right-handed slants of Yoshimura, and there is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. Defensively tonight for the BayStars, from left to right field, it's Santana and left, Akahani in center, and in right field, it is Hamada. As the right-hander works himself to the belt and now delivers. Fastball swung on, ripped foul down the third base line, and the count goes to 1-2. Around the horn from first to third, Osuna is at first. The second baseman is Takioka. Shortstop Nagioka, and at third base, it is Moji with the battery of Yoshimura and Matsumoto. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded over to second. Fielded neatly by the second baseman, Takioka, moving into the proverbial right field grass. And he is going to make the play and throw out Mackey by a couple of steps. It's a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave all up to the first baseman, Kaidasano. Tyler says BayStars and Tigers are what he's rolling with tonight. I think the BayStars are going to get obviously something crazy would have to happen or would have to get knocked out of the game. Sano stepping to the plate, hitting .297. He takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. It's 0-1. He has no homers and 4 runs driven in. Right-hander against the left-hander. Yoshimura kicks and delivers. There's a fastball missing upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. surprisingly, despite all the injuries, the BayStars have been able to keep their head above water so far this year and are not really stumbling out of the gate as some of the other teams have in the Central League. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. You think about all the injuries that they have, they're 5-4-1. BayStars are 4-5-2. They've had a few injuries, as well as the Dragons and the Dragons BayStars, only two teams below the 500 mark. Everybody else is 500 and better. As the right-hander Yoshimura works himself to the belt and now delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Sano. Yoshimura wasn't really happy with the call on that one based on his body language, but that pitch was definitely inside. Here comes the 2-2. It is a breaking ball down, grounded over to second, fielded on the run. Nice play there by the second baseman, Takioka, and that's going to be a ground out 4-3 to end the inning. And the BayStars go quietly in their half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through one complete. Your score is the BayStars nothing and the Swallows nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning when we return after this. Appreciate you for listening in. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the second inning. It is locked at zeros. We'll be right back after this with an introduction to our friend, Steve Rademacher. He'll be with us throughout most of the game, and we appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us today.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. Trevor Bauer back onto the mound as he is facing Agoro Moji, and he swings at a first pitch fastball for strike number one. Moji, in his first season with the Swallows, had come over in the offseason from the Tohoku Rocket and Golden Eagles, batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Bauer, who kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball there that misses down, and the count is 1-1. Bauer still experimenting with some of his pitches. That last pitch was a kind of a quick pitch, less of a leg kick. And so he's mixing in his deliveries. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 1-2. The thing I'm curious, at least with Bauer, is what he would be using here in terms of, or how he uses his delivery to change the timing of the hitters. There's a breaking ball missing down, and the count now goes to 2-2. And what exactly his plan is and how he would do it. I think that maybe considering the hesitation a little later in counts, or maybe the second or third time through the order rather than coming right out of the gate with it, but we'll see what he does. Here he kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses upstairs. Count now goes full to Moji. Only 10 pitches in the first inning for Bauer, as the right-hander ready to go back to work again. It's not a full house in Yokohama. A lot of empty seats tonight. There's a fastball swung on it. It is grounded over to short, fielded by Mori. He fires to first, and that is going to retire Moji on a ground out. Goes in the book 6-3 for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Naoki Matsumoto. Well, for Matsumoto, he enters the ballgame tonight hitting a 250. He has some limited at-bats as he is ready to face Bauer. He takes a first pitch for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Matsumoto batting from the right side against the right-hander who kicks and delivers. Breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even at 1-1. One thing that I would say with Bauer is that at the bottom part of the batting order, I personally wouldn't get too cute. I'd be attacking these hitters, making sure that they're swinging the bat against him. Sometimes he gets into his own mind, I think, a little bit. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Fielded by Mori. He throws to first. That is going to retire Matsumoto. It's a ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. Starting to turn into a shortstop clinic, as that is 3 put-out or assists already here by the BayStars shortstop. Defensively tonight for the BayStars from left to right field, Satsugo is in left. The center fielder is Kajiwara with the right fielder Watari. Around the horn from first to third, Sano is at first. Maki is at second. The shortstop is Mori, and the third baseman is Miyazaki. The battery of Bauer and Yamamoto, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Takioka 0 for 1 on the season. As Tetsuya Yamada is getting the night off, there is a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on Takioka. Bauer looks a lot more sharper than he did in his first outing. As the right-hander ready to go, he rocks into the delivery and he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Takioka digs himself back in, and Bauer ready to go again as he gets the sign from the catcher and he kicks and fires. Breaking ball waved at and missed. And that is the first strikeout tonight recorded by Bauer, and he retires the side here in order 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the second inning. Your score is the BayStars nothing and the Swallows nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Rounds Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the order to come to bat for the BayStars here in inning number 2. That means Toshiro Miyazaki, Ryuki Owatari, and Yudai Yamamoto to face the right-hander Kajiro Yoshimura for inning number 2. BayStars went in order in their half of the first inning, as it looks like both Yoshimura and Bauer are sharp here tonight. So we'll see intending to see an excellent pitcher's duel. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down for a ball. The count is 1-0 to Miyazaki. Miyazaki batting .314 in the early going. No homers and a couple RBIs. The 36-year-old getting the start tonight at third base in his familiar position. Takes a fastball outside and the count goes to 2-0. We saw Miyazaki last week when they played the Carp. Boy, he had a couple of tough innings on the defensive side. 2 errors in 1 inning. Ended up leading to the demise of the BayStars. 2-0 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side of home plate. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Be sure to check out our Japan Baseball Report as we had in between the innings. We'll let you know. And we also have a Facebook group, NPB Japan Baseball Report. Join it and stay in the know. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined to the third baseman, Moji. Ball was hit right on the screws by Miyazaki. He couldn't hit it any harder, and he hits it right to the glove of the third baseman. And that is going to retire Miyazaki for the first out of the inning. It'll bring up the right fielder in Ryuki Watari. Well, Watari coming to bat. He is looking for his first hit of the year. He is 0 for 6. The second-year player stands in at the plate, batting from the left side against the right-hander Yoshimura, who delivers a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Watari was a rookie last year, and he really got off to a huge start at the beginning of the year. And he tapered off as the season went on. One thing is that with the rookies, they don't know you for the first time around, and then they make the adjustments. And so it'll be interesting to see what type of season he has this year. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly up the middle, ranging to his left to field it is Nagioka, and he throws to first. Now Watari is in the books. It's a ground out 6-3 for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, Yuda Yamamoto. Well, for Yamamoto, he's hitting .250 in the early going. No homers and 9 runs batted in. He has been productive in driving in runs, but you have to have people on base to be able to do it, as he is striding in here, batting from the right side against the righty Yoshimura, who delivers a first pitch fastball that swung on and fouled away. Count is quickly 0-1. We're going to bring you the same 2 teams tomorrow night as well on our channel. It'll be 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. It would be a 2 o'clock first pitch local time. Fastball just misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-1. Friend Tyler says the Tigers gave up 2, but got them back immediately. Yeah, I haven't peeled in on the other games as of yet. That pitch is a breaking ball that misses down 2-1. We were saying that there's a lot of empty seats, surprisingly, tonight. It is a little bit chilly, as both of the teams, most of the players are wearing sleeves here in this one. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken down the middle for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler said had to pop into that game and get some action. Yeah, it's all good. We're still here. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yoshimura delivers. It's a fastball that's check swing fouled away. Count remains at 2-2 to Yamamoto. So Yamamoto waggling the bat here as the 2-2 pitch ready to come from the right-hander who works himself to the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's pop foul right behind home plate, but it's going to reach the seats. And the battle's going to continue. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Yamamoto. Haven't seen the announcement yet for the starters for tomorrow night's game, but I think they will be up shortly if they're not already up. I'll take a peek in between innings to see what the BayStars and Swallows will have to offer in game 2. 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses upstairs, and the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And again, time has been called as Yamamoto steps out. And now we're ready to go again. So the payoff pitch coming here to Yamamoto as the right-hander works himself to the belt. And now the pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on, lifted into right field, moving over toward the line with plenty of room and space to make the catch is Hamada, and that is going to do it as Yamamoto is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. They go in order. That's 6 in a row retired now by the starter of the Swallows, Yoshimura. Looks like he's brought his A game with him here tonight. We're through 2 complete. Your score is the BayStars nothing and the Swallows nothing. We'll update our ticker. We'll take a look at the starters for tomorrow night, and we'll be back right after this. Just a few. We're back on the mound for inning number 3. We took a look ahead tomorrow night as it is going to be a All-American matchup, as it is going to be Anthony Kay and Peter Lambert going head-to-head against each other between the BayStars and the Swallows. So be sure to come on back again tomorrow night as the first pitch breaking ball misses down to Hamada. Taiki Hamada off to a really tough start, 1 for 16 to begin the year, as he takes a fastball on the inside corner for a called strike. The count is 1-1. He's getting the nod in right field tonight as Bauer goes back to work here, getting a sign from Yamamoto. Kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bauer back to work again, delivers another breaking ball, but that one, this is down in the dirt, and the count now goes even to Hamada at 2-2. It's the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Hamada, Yoshimura, and the top of the order, Akahani, to bat here against Bauer. I'm not sure what's going on. It looks like there's a plastic bag that is blown up against the screen down the right field line. There is some rain that was in the area earlier. I don't think there's going to be any here tonight. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted softly over to the right side of the infield. Backing up onto the outfield grass is Mackey. And he's going to haul that one in, and Hamada is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone. That's going to bring up the pitcher in Kajiro Yoshimura. So only 1 hit so far in this game. It was off the bat of Domingo Santana, as it was a ground ball up the middle that Maury, they almost made the play on. But the BayStars are yet to find their first hit here tonight. So the hit department is in favor of the Swallows. As we said, there was lots of empty seats down the left field line and in the right field line tonight. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 1-1. That is now not exactly the most pleasant weather to sit in for 9 innings. Fastball swung on, grounded softly down the first baseline foul, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Yoshimura. So no balls, 2 strikes. As Bauer rocks himself into the windup and delivers, there's a breaking ball waved at and missed. They're going to have to apply the tag on Yoshimura. He's going to be down on strikes for the second out of the inning. That's the second strikeout recorded by Bauer here in this one. That brings up the top of the order in Yoshihiro Akahani. Well, for Akahani, he is officially 0 for 1 as he steps in here to face the right-hander Bauer. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count is 1-0. Akahani grounded out too short to begin the ball game. Batting .238 in the early going as there's a breaking ball missing down away, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. Bauer, as we were saying before, much sharper tonight than in his debut against the Chinichi Dragons. But his team is going to have to get him some runs offensively, as they didn't score a run for him. It's now for 8 innings as there's a breaking ball missing down, and the count goes to 3-2. He went 6 innings in his first start, and here he is now into his third inning. His team on the offensive side has done nothing for him. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count is now 3-1 to Akahani. Hard to win games when you can't score runs. 3-1 on the way. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count goes to 3-2. That was the quick pitch that he had delivered to the dish. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bauer ready to go, rocking into the windup and delivering. It's a fastball swung on, chopped over to the right side, fielded neatly by the first baseman, Sano, who flips it to Bauer covering. It's going to go down as a ground out 1-3 for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it as Akahani is retired. They go in order to the Swallows. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 2.5. Your score is the Swallows nothing and the BayStars nothing. Stick around, everybody. The bottom half of inning number 3 just around the corner. Appreciate you for being here with us today on the Last Raps Baseball channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Yoshi Satsugo, Kaito Mori, and Trevor Bauer to come to bat here in the bottom half of inning number 3. Our friend Tyler says Bauer covering first, unlike his rival Cole, who I guess forgot to cover. They do have the raincoats out, do the fans in the stands. As we said, there was dark skies in straightaway center field. Rain is in the area. People are preparing, it looks like, for the worst. And it is going to be Satsugo, Mori, and Bauer here to begin the third inning. First pitch on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. I have a fella who used to do our programming years ago who is at this game tonight. We were texting earlier today as he went to watch this one. There's a fastball swung on it as pop-up down the third base line. Giving chase in foul territory is Moji, and he's not going to be able to make the catch. Oh, the wind already playing havoc here with the ball. Great effort there by Moji, the third baseman. But he had got it all twisted around a little bit, and it's going to be second life here for Satsugo. It was just like in that first inning there, that fly ball to left field. I think it was the first inning or the second inning, the fly ball to left field to end the inning off the bat of Jose Osuna was blown around a little bit and probably kept in play because of the wind, as there's a fastball that misses down to Satsugo. Count is 1-2. It shows that the wind is blowing from right field to left field, as there's a pitch that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. I was there in Yokohama. They had an afternoon shower before the game had started, before we were able to get in. It was a hot and sunny day. So interesting to see how the weather patterns would be in Yokohama as the 2-2 pitch is ready to go. As he kicks and fires, there's a breaking ball missing down. It's now 3-2 to Setsugo. BayStars looking for their first base runner of the ball game, as it's 3 balls and 2 strikes here to the switch hitting left fielder of the BayStars. Right-hander works himself to the belt, and here comes the pitch. He kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded through the 4-hole into right field, and Setsugo is aboard with a leadoff single. And that is going to bring up the shortstop in Kaito Mori. Setsugo, who was really struggling at the plate coming into this game, hitting below $150. That's a big piece for him. I mean, they got to get his bat going. So Mori coming to the plate. He's batting 176 in the early going here. No homers and 4 RBIs. I would think that he probably is going to get a chance to swing the bat with the pitcher Bauer waiting on deck. The rain is starting to come here in Yokohama. We'll try to get some weather updates for you as well. Hopefully there won't be any stoppage in the play here. I guess it'll all depend on how hard it comes and how much they have to stop. And now time has been called as they are going to step out here. Weather patterns in and around the Tokyo area always hard to gather sometimes, as it can be rain in one place and it can be nicer somewhere else. But now they're going to have a stoppage in play here as the rain is cometh pretty hard. It looks like the umpires are going to bring the players off of the field. And what do you know? We're going to have ourselves a little moment in time here where it looks like it's going to be a rain delay. So I'm not sure where that's going to be. What we're going to do is we're going to take a peek at a few other things. We'll stay with you here, but we are going to try to pull up one of the other games that's going on and try to keep you updated, do a little diamond surfing while this one is in a delay. Hang tight with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We'll keep you updated across the NPB with all the games, and we'll be back in just a couple moments while I try to queue up one of the other games. Rain delay, yay, is right. We'll be right back after this. We got a rain delay in Yokohama. We're going to jump over and take a look and see what's going on in the Pacific League. No score between the Eagles and the Buffaloes. There's no score between the Lions and the Fighters. And there is a 1-0 lead for the Hawks over the Marines. And by our choice, we are going to go in and have a look at what is happening in the game between the Fighters and the Lions. It'll take us a couple moments to cue that one up. And we'll be back in just a moment here with all that action of that game. So stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. It'll be Fighters and Lions, who are both wearing a dark blue top tonight in that one there. Hang tight. We'll be right with you.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Lions just finished off their half of the inning. As it is no runs, no hits, no errors for the Saitama Cebu Lions. No runs, no hits, and 1 error for the Hokkaido Nippon Hamfiners. To set it up, it is a pretty impressive or a sexy pitching matchup. It is Imai going for the Lions. On the other side, Sachiya Yamazaki is on the hill for the Fighters. We'll pick it up here in just a couple moments as we'll give you the coverage of that game while we wait out the rain delay. The rain is coming, and it is coming hard in Yokohama. So we'll have to wait. I remember, as I said a couple years ago when I was in Yokohama, just how much it had rained and would rain hard. And then once it gets through, it clears up, and next thing you know, you're back to good weather and everything else. But we're going to get the forecast for Yokohama, and it is a thunderstorm advisory that is in effect. And so that will probably be passing through on the hourly. They are saying that it's supposed to rain, or they're supposed to have parts of rain between now and 8 o'clock local time. So it could be a bit of a delay. And then once it passes through, it'll be pretty clear the rest of the way. But we'll just have to wait it out and see what happens, as that is what it is there. Rain delay in Yokohama. And it is the Fighters and the Lions, and we'll do the best we can to keep up with this one here for you tonight. So we'll keep our eye on the clouds in Yokohama for that one. And we'll pick it up here. It is going to be Daigo Kawabata coming to the plate. Then it'll be Mizuno and Isobata for the Fighters. Batting 167 on the season is Kawabata, is batting from the left side here against the starter Imai, who kicks and delivers a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, 1-0. 21 pitches for the right-hander through his first 2 innings. I like these jerseys that the Fighters are sporting tonight. It has got a pretty neat look. They're in like black with the blue across the top. I'm trying to think about who that might remind me by. Kind of almost in a way that looks like a basketball jersey across the front with the Fighters as it is. It almost looks like they have the mountains or the snow caps, the name across that. There is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 2-1 on Kawabata. Right-hander Imai, again, ready to go back to work as he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep right field, giving chase. And on the warning track and making the shoulder catch is Shinya Hasegawa. Nice play by him, and that is going to retire Kawabata for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the shortstop Mizuno. So that is going to bring Mizuno to the plate. As I mentioned before, one of the former fellows who had done some work for me, he'd played in his college ball down in the States. And it is going to be coming to bat here. Left-handed hitting Mizuno. He's batting at even 200 on the year. He's 6 for 30. Homer and 8 RBIs as the pitch is delivered. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. If you're joining us, it is a rain delay in Yokohama. We are looking at the game that we're going to call on the Sunday game or the Saturday night North America to be Fighters and Lions. There's a fastball that misses down from Imai, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. All we can do is wait it out until the rain ends up stopping, and that's not much we can do right now on that one. Here comes the 2-1 pitch as Imai rocks into the windup and delivers. Fastball swung on. This is ripped into right field, coming hard and making the catch off his shoe tops is the right fielder Hasegawa, making the second play of the inning. Boy, he's had to earn his money here tonight. He had to go into the gap in that right center field to make the first catch of the inning. Now he takes one off his shoe tops here for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Ryota Isobata. So 2 balls hit hard off the bats of the Fighters, result in outs. And Isobata stepping on at the plate. And the first pitch is a fastball that is swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Count is quickly 0-1. Isobata on the season is 1 for 7. He's batting $143. but he has the wheels. He's got his hand. It's kind of weird. Starts halfway up the bat. Fastball swung on, lifted into left center field. Racing over to his right and making the catch is Nishikawa. And that is going to do it, as that is going to retire the side here in the inning. Well, as we are calling the Lions and the Fighters, they are locked at zeros through 3. We'll stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you for doing this. And, Jeremy Moore asked the question, do you think we'll keep pitching? Do we think Bauer, I assume, would be the case? It really depends on how long the delay is, if that's what you're asking. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But we are in a rain delay in Yokohama, but we are calling the Lions and the Fighters here. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you for listening in. It is a rain delay in Yokohama. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. It is 0-0 between the Lions and the Fighters, as it is going to be the top of the 4th inning when we call that one in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in 30. Welcome back, everybody. It is the top of the 4th inning as we are giving you this one here. It is the Lions and the Fighters as a fastball that misses down. Just getting ourselves kind of queued up here as we're trying to make sure that we have all our information here. It is Tyler Nevin at the plate. Nevin batting here in the 3 spot. As the pitch from Yamazaki misses down, it is now 3 balls and 1 strike to Nevin. Nevin, like his teammates, hitless here tonight. 8 for 34 on the season. A great spring training, but he has tapered off to start the year. Takes a breaking ball for a called strike. The count now goes full to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the lefty works himself to the set, now delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses up and away. And Tyler Nevin's going to be aboard with a leadoff walk here, and that is going to bring up the big fella in Takeya Nakamura to the plate. Talking about Nakamura, and I think Nakamura has a son that they are interested in, or at least somebody's interested in. So he is, Stakem Nakamura is approaching his 42nd birthday. He was born August of 1983. So the 41-year-old is setting some records for the Lions. So he is 5 for 9 on the season with a homer and 3 RBIs. And the pitch to him is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As we said, giving you bonus coverage here of the Lions and the Fighters. The top of the 4th inning, there's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. That one there, I'm not so sure about. That's definitely not getting a veteran call. I didn't like that one. That was on the, got a different view of that. That was definitely on the line of the left-handed batter's box. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As Yamazaki delivers, it's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. As we said, we are giving you a bonus coverage as it is a rain delay in Yokohama. We're calling the Lions and the Fighters. It is the top of the fourth inning. And the score line right now is 0-0 in this one. Fastball swung on. It's a jam job. Popped up on the right side of the infield. Moving over underneath it with plenty of room to make the catch is the first baseman, and that is caught by Nomura for the first out of the inning. Retreating back, the first is Tyler Nevin, and that is going to bring up the rookie, Seiya Watanabe. Well, Watanabe had a great start to his campaign. He had hits in the first 6 games of his career. 0 for 1 tonight, batting .444. He is 16 for 36. And he swings at a breaking ball, lifts this into deep left field, moving back onto the warning track, but with room to make the catch for the Fighters is Yazawa, and that is going to retire Watanabe for the second out of the inning, and it's going to bring up the shortstop in Sosuke Genda. So a little diamond surfing for everybody here. As we said, these are going to be the 2 teams that we're going to watch on Sunday. So we'll get an early preview of what that series looks like with Imai and Yamazaki going here. Genda at the plate, batting from the left side, as the lefty Yamazaki works himself to the set. He throws over to first, and getting back easily is Nevin. That was a bit of a token toss. Genda struggling to start the year, 4 for 26, batting .154. He missed some time in the preseason. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Genda. I have to wonder if it's going to be a changing of the guard shortly at shortstop for the side of Cebu Lions. How much time Genda's got left there? They've already moved Tonosaki off a second. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on. Chop back to the pitcher. Yamazaki fields it. He throws to first. And that is going to do it here, as that is going to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom half of the fourth inning, it is 0-0 between the Lions and the Fighters. Remember, Yokohama in a rain delay. We'll be right back after this. We're keeping an eye on the rain delay in Yokohama. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for listening in. Welcome back, everybody. We are calling the game between the Lions and the Fighters, as the game in Yokohama has a rain delay. And it is going to be coming to bat here for the Fighters in their half of the inning. It is going to be the top of the order. It'll be Yazawa, Kiyomiya, and Reyes. So we'll keep our eyes peeled here. The first pitch was a breaking ball from Amai that was swung on and missed. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It's chopped slowly over to first. And it is fielded by the first baseman, Nevin, who stops right on the line. The runner wasn't going to come and run into the tag, so he ends up sort of backpedaling back to the bag and taking it for the out. That's going to retire Iazawa, and that'll bring up Yuki Kiyomiya, or Kotaro Kiyomiya. As I said, not necessarily working off of our regular piece here. And it is going to be Kotaro Kiyomiya striding to the plate, batting from the left side here against Amai, who delivers a first pitch fastball upstairs for ball one. Kiyomiya 10 for 45 on the season, batting .222 with a homer and 8 runs batted in. As the pitch on the way as a fastball swung on, it is golfed into deep left center field. Moving back on it and over onto the edge of the warning track is Nishikawa. He's going to haul that one in. And that is going to be the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs, and that's going to bring up Franmil Reyes to the plate. A little slow to get back to you. We appreciate you guys there. Braves had a long rain delay today, but they ended up winning. We did the call of that game yesterday between the Braves and the Phillies. Or not yesterday, the day before yesterday. I guess that would be on Wednesday, North American time. So the Braves getting a win there, a much-needed win. They are now, I think, 3-9. Here's the pitch to Reyes. It's a breaking ball missing up and away, and the count is 1-0. Reyes on the season, 15 for 37, batting 405 with a couple homers and 7 RBIs. He's been absolutely on fire for the Fighters, and there's a fastball that swung on and missed. 95 miles an hour on our gun. So 1 ball and 1 strike. If I'm a little bit late in getting back to the chat, we apologize to you for that, as we will pop in and out. So we're in the bottom of the 4th inning, Lions and the Fighters. There's a fastball swung on it. It is lifted foul into the seats on the first base side of home plate, and the count now is 1-2 to Reyes. I have to say, Reyes is a very imposing figure at the plate for the Fighters, that is for certain. As Imai works himself to the set, now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Reyes is down on strikes. Imai has ratcheted up, and that will do it here. We're in a rain delay in Yokohama. We are calling the Lions and the Fighters. The bottom of the 4th has just ended. We'll be moving to the 5th inning. Your score is locked at 0s, and we'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action there as we wait out the rain delay in Yokohama. We'll be right back.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a rain delay in Yokohama. That game is locked at 0s, and it is Lions and Fighters that we have bounced over to. That is the game we're going to be looking in on Sunday, North American time, or Sunday, Japan time, a late Saturday night, North American time. So it'll be the one that we will look at there. Coming to bat here in the top of the 5th inning for the Lions, it is going to be Shuta Tonosaki to lead it off. He takes a breaking ball for a called strike. The count's 0-1. Yokohama, who will follow, and then it will be Murayama as well, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. There's a breaking ball that misses down. Count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Yamazaki was at 50 pitches through 4 innings. Both of the pitchers hardly breaking a sweat so far here in this one. Very economical in their pitch counts. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2 to Shuta Tonosaki. Nice pitch there by Yamazaki, just catching that inside corner. 1-2 on the way. Fastball swung on and hammered foul down the right field line. He's like a surgeon here tonight, or what we've seen in very short order. Yamazaki is working both sides of the plate, working in and out to the hitters. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. As the lefty gets his sign and he works himself to the set, now delivers. Breaking ball misses down. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the lefty working himself into the set, though there's nobody on. Delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side of the infield, fielded by Kawabata, who throws to first, and that is going to retire Tonosaki for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher in Yokohama. Apologize to our chat here, which is Tyler. He says that Braves rain delay was insane, almost 3 hours, and Ozuna walked it off at like 1 a.m. I didn't notice. I don't know. Certainly in Major League Baseball, I don't know how often the teams, I know it's a league or play that they're playing against each other. As that breaking ball misses outside. They're division rivals, but I don't know when they come back again and if they would pick up a game like that at the later distance. So wanting to wait it out. There is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field, but plenty of room there for the left fielder of the Fighters, which is Yazawa, and he makes the catch. And that is going to put away Koga for the second out of the inning, and that is going to bring to the plate the second baseman, Murayama. Murayama had a pretty good spring, but now that the lights are on in the regular season, he has struggled. He's looking for his first hit. In a lot of ways, second base is up for grabs, as Hirasawa was the second baseman for the first bit. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He takes a first pitch fastball in the inside corner for a called strike. 0 for 9 now to start the year. So he's looking to get off the schneid. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Murayama. As the lefty delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on, is grounded over to first. Fielded neatly by the first baseman, Nomura, who flips it to the pitcher covering, and that is going to do it. Well, the Lions are still looking for their first hit through 5, and the Fighters are looking through their first hit through 4. Lots of donuts on the board here. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Your score, 0-0 as we move to the bottom of the 5th. Hang tight, everybody. It is Lions and Fighters as the game in Yokohama has a delay. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are calling the Lions and the Fighters. They are moving to the bottom half of inning number 5. As this game here, as the game in Yokohama is in a rain delay. I don't have any updates for you yet. Rain is in the area, and there are thunderstorms that are crackling away, but they are going to look to try to get that one completed. But this game here, both teams are looking for their first hit on the evening, as it is going to the bottom half of the fifth inning. And the pitchers, it has been a masterpiece by both of them here tonight. Imai ready to go back to work, as his counterpart Yamazaki has had a clean sheet through his 5 innings. Only one error in the ball game has allowed a runner to reach base, as well as a walk to Tyler Nevin. And the base runners have been at a premium as well. Well, coming to bat here for the Fighters, and their half of the inning, as it is going to be it's going to be Nomura, Tamiya, and Manami. And the first pitch to Nomura is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Yuki Nomura entered the ball game tonight 9 for 34. He was hitting .265. He had 3 homers and 9 RBIs. A couple of homers came in one ball game earlier this year. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Count now quickly goes to 0-2. 39 pitches through 4 innings for Imai. So we were commenting on both of these pitchers here, how economical they've been tonight. They have not been throwing a ton of pitches. There's a pitch, it's a breaking ball that's waved at and missed. Nomura not happy as he does the bat flip to himself as he's walking back to the dugout in disgust. He's going to bring up the catcher in Yua Tamiya. Well, for Tamiya, he comes to the plate. He is enjoying himself a hot start at the plate. He has entered the ball game tonight 8 for 19. He, of course, is looking for his first hit as the right-hander works himself to the belt. And Imai kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball missing outside, and the count is 0-1. 0 for 1 tonight is the left-handed hitting catcher of the Fighters. He's now 8 for 20 on the year. No homers and an RBI. As Imai kicks and fires, there's a fastball that misses up and away. Count now goes to 2-0. That last pitch was at 96 on our radar guns. Lions Fighters, bottom of the 5th inning. As we said, the game in Yokohama in a rain delay, and I wonder if Bauer would come back out, how long it would be until he did. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in. Count goes to 3-0. Both the pitchers in that game, both starters were very, very effective. That will change the dynamic there in that one, and I'm curious to see how long they'll wait that one out. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, and it's ball 4 as Tamiya is going to be aboard with a 1-out walk. And that is going to bring to the plate Chusei Manami. And it's also going to bring the catcher Yuta Koga out to the mound to have a few words with his right-hander. Of course, Manami is in scoring position when he steps up to the plate, so have to be careful there with him. If you're just joining us, as we said, that game, there were thunderstorms that were in that area all around Yokohama. And that is why we have bounced over to do the Fighters and the Lions at this point. And if that game does resume, then we'll go back and pick it up where we left off. So, Chusei Manami striding into the plate here. 0 for 1 tonight. As he gets himself set in the batter's box. 10 for 45 on the year. 3 homers and 7 runs batted in, as the right-handed hitting outfielder of the Fighters takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Fun to watch Manami play. He does feature a number of tools. He can run, he can throw, he can hit for average and for power. He's had times, though, where he has slumped. It does look like where he has lost confidence at the plate. But when he gets going, he is fun to watch. Here comes the offering from Imai, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball missing upstairs. The count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Fighters fans cheering their home side on. As the visiting Lions have struggled offensively tonight, so has the home side. Either of these two teams have got themselves ahead yet in this one. Here comes the offering to Manami, and there's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into straightaway center field. Started in was Nishikawa, and then he backs up and he makes the catch. Manami's going to be a little disappointed because he hit that ball hard right to the glove of Nishikawa, and that's going to leave it all up to Daigo Kawakabata. Well, for Kawakabata, he is looking for his first hit of the evening. As he strides up to the plate. This is pretty much where we picked it up a couple innings ago, where he was the first batter that we saw. He ended up ending I believe it was the third inning when we had pulled in. 4 for 25 on the year, hitting $160 as the diminutive second baseman. He takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I wonder why they wouldn't try something. Obviously, Manami with one out and a runner on wasn't looking to have him bunt, and certainly not with 2 outs here in this situation. But I have to wonder if they're going to put Tamiya in motion. As the right-hander Imai works himself to the set, here comes the pitch. The 0-1 on the way. Delivers fastball that misses outside. The count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't know if they've gone back. They're just going back and going over the highlights in that game between the BayStars and the Swallows. That game was also locked up at 0s, as we said when we left it. So here comes the 1 ball and 1 strike pitch. But I wonder how that will change with the starters. More than likely, the longer it goes, the less likely they'll be in the game. Ball's popped up into left field. Watanabe moving toward the foul line. He's there to make the catch. That's going to do it. We're going to take a timeout here because it is going to be the halftime in the 5th inning. So for those of you who just joined us, it's Swallows BayStars. They're locked up at 0s. They're in a rain delay. We're going to come back as we are doing the game between the Fighters and the Lions. Hang tight, everybody. We're going to take a little timeout here, as we like to call it, our Japanese halftime. Put the music on loop, and we'll be back in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. Well, we have some bad news as that game has been rained out in Yokohama, so we are going to stay with this one here to the end. Our friend Tyler says earlier on that he was picking the BayStars and the Tigers. And the BayStars, of course, that game was done. I hope you didn't put them on the same tab there, Tyler, as it looks like the Tigers are going to come through, but that other one there is done and finished. That is the way it goes. It is a 0-0 game between the Lions and the Fighters, as they're going to be going to the top of the sixth. Neither team has had a hit yet in this one, as it is a battle between Yamazaki and Imai, as Yamazaki is making his way back out to the mound, and we're going to be making the call here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for jumping in with us. We'll give you the postings from around the league, around the NPB, other scores, that is. In the top of the fourth inning, it is a 4-2 lead for the Tigers over the Dragons. At the Mazda Stadium, it's 3-2 for the Carp over the Giants. That's in the bottom of the fourth inning. Top of the fifth inning, it's also locked up at zeros at the Rakuten Mobile Stadium, Miyagi in Tohoku, 0-0 between the Buffaloes and the Eagles. And at the Zozo Marine Stadium, it is a 2-0 game for the Hawks over the Marines. That's in the bottom of inning number 5. So that's what you have, and that's what we have for you. As Yamazaki is at 61 pitches here through 5 innings. He's just completing his tune-up tosses, and we'll be ready to resume the action here in just a couple moments. So we appreciate you guys for being here. We're kind of working off of our semi-A feed. We don't have our lineup cards all set up, so we can't tell you what everybody did the last time up, because our ability to read kanji is not very good. So coming to bat here, it is the right fielder. This is Shinya Hasegawa as he steps up here. And the first pitch is swung on and is grounded over to third. Oh, a nice play by the third baseman, Kiyomiya, who does a 360 and throws to first. And on one pitch, you got one away here. That is going to bring up Minaya Nishikawa to the plate. Some nice defense there by the third baseman, Kiyomiya. So Minaya Nishikawa stepping to the dish, looking for his first hit today. .62 pitches now for Tsuchiya Yamazaki. And the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. .11 for 38 on the season for Nishikawa. He swings at a fastball. There's another ball grounded to third. Kiyomiya dropping to a knee to field it. He throws to first, and much similar to the first one. That brings some smiles out of the defense. As Kiyomiya is all smiles there. He makes both of the plays. Not easy plays. Looked like that one he got on the in-between hop. Gets to his feet to fire out the runner down the first baseline. So Nishikawa in the books, and that's going to bring up the first baseman in Tyler Nevin. Much to the amusement of Yamazaki, though, as he is pleased that his fielders are making the plays. As the left-hander now kicks and fires, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses to Nevin for ball one. Nevin drew a walk his last time up. He's 0 for 1 tonight, batting .229 on the campaign. He's 8 for 35, and the pitch is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for called strike. Count runs even to 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend from the Philippines is in the house, so we appreciate you for being here. As there's a fastball swung on and missed. He says Tigers enjoying a 4-2 lead against the Dragons. Yes, they are. Fell behind early 2-0, and then they got those 2 right back, and they've tacked on a couple more for good measure. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Yamazaki here facing Nevin. Here comes the pitch. Fastball taken just inside. Yamazaki was making his way to the first base dugout, thinking that was the end of the inning. Can't say he didn't hit his spot, but his spot was about 6 inches off the plate inside. And that is 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Nevin. As the lefty again works to the set. And now he steps off as time has been called. Getting ready to resume the action here. As the lefty works to the set, now delivers. There's a slow breaking ball. That one's taken for a called third strike. Nevin can't believe it. And that is going to do it here as he has gone down on strikes. Not happy with that one for sure. Well, that is a 1-2-3 inning here for the Lions in their half of the sixth inning. They go in order. We're going to be going to the bottom of the sixth. It is 0-0. And a lot of zeros on the board in this one. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Fighters and the Lions when we come back in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. We are doing the game between the Lions and the Fighters. Game in Yokohama has been rained out. Game was in about 3 innings before they had ruled it over. We'll be back in just a few as we're calling the game between the Lions and the Fighters. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back.
You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the right-hander Imai who is ready to go back to work here, and it is the coming to bat here to face him to get things going here in the inning is the shortstop, Mizuno. And so he is going to be Mizuno, Isobata, and the top of the order, Yazawa, to face the right-hander Imai. Delivers a fastball, take it for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. We thought Yamazaki's economical. Only 52 pitches through 5 innings for the right-hander Imai. He has been even more economical than his counterpart. As the 1-1 pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on it, is popped up in shallow left center field. Backing up on it is Genda, and he's going to be there to make the catch. And that is going to retire Mizuno for the first out of the inning, and it is going to bring up Ryota Isibata. Isibata getting the start in center field tonight. Why do I just feel this game is going to be a 1-0 ball game? At the rate it's going here, somebody's going to put the ball into the seats. But it may not be in 9 innings. It might take them the full 12 to have to get it done before they call it a night. Isibata 1 for 8 on the season. He's got some wheels. I wonder when he's going to think about dropping a bunt down. And there's a breaking ball missing down, and the count is 1-0. Any way to scratch and claw your way on base. Although it is getting a little late in the ball game, and those who try to bunt for a base hit a little later in this type of situation might end up getting a ball or two thrown their way in future at bats. Speaking of which, there he is. He tries to bunt. The ball was down. Appeal over to the third base umpire. Did they see if he went around or not? We didn't get the confirmation. And it was, he did not. It's 2 balls and no strikes. As we mentioned, it is in the, got a no-hitter going here in this one. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 2 balls and a strike. So this one here is lots of the action. It is Fighters and the Lions. Bottom of the 6th inning. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Again, he squares to bunt, and he takes a fastball for a called strike. I think he would like that one back with Isibata. Count now goes to 2-2. I don't think he liked that one. I don't think he thought it was a strike, but Sure cut enough of the plate for our liking, too. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball that just misses inside. A lot of arm side run there from Imai. Didn't miss by much on the inside corner. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. So Isabata looking to try to get himself on here. They need some runners. To the fighters as the right-hander Imai rocks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side of the infield, fielded by Nevin. He's going to win the race to the bag. And that is going to retire Isabata for the second out, and it's going to bring up the top of the order in Kodi Yazawa. So Yazawa coming to the plate, looking for his first hit in this one here tonight. Yazawa 0 for 2. He is on the season now 3 for 19, with a homer and 1 RBI. Outfielder and also listed as a pitcher. He has not pitched yet this year, although he did pitch last year in 17 games for the Fighters. There was a breaking ball that misses outside. Count is quickly 1-0. If you're just joining us here, as Jimmy Feltner is in the house, it is the Lions and the Fighters, as there's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into deep right center field. This ball could be trouble, but moving back onto the warning track underneath it to make the catch is the center fielder of the Lions, and that is going to do it. That's Nishikawa hauling it in. The game in Yokohama has been rained out. We are giving you the call here on this one between the Lions and the Fighters. We are all at zeros, and it is a no-hitter for both pitchers going to the 7th inning. We'll be back in just a few. It is Lions and Fighters going to the top of the 7th. Appreciate you guys for checking in with us here. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be going to the top of the 7th inning. Our friend Jimmy was checking in earlier on. I sent him a message. And we finally got our Jerry there, Jimmy. And he knows what I mean. We just didn't have to do it with a Tom. It is going to be Takia Nakamura to lead it off, and he takes a first pitch fastball inside for ball 1. And it'll be Seiya Watanabe and Sosuke Genda. So it's the 4, 5, and 6 hitters to come to bat, as the pitch is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. 5 for 10 on the season here for Nakamura. He has been drinking from the fountain of youth, as he is off to a good start here in the 2025 campaign. 1 ball and 1 strike here to the big fella, as the left-hander Yamazaki delivers. Fastball center cut. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lefty again gets his sign, and he works himself into the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. Grounded. There you go. Up the middle. It's going to be the first hit of the ball game for either team, as Takia Nakamura has got himself a leadoff single. And that is going to bring up Seiya Watanabe to the plate. So the Lion fans are in full force in Hokkaido for this one. They are cheering. So that one there, base hit there for Nakamura. It was probably a good solid 2-3 steps to the left of the shortstop Mizuno. So that is going to bring up Seiya Watanabe to the plate. Watanabe tonight, batting from the right side. He hit one deep to left field his last time up. The pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. As we mentioned, Watanabe off to a really good start. Our friend God is great in the house here. We appreciate you for popping in. 16 for 37 for Watanabe as he bats here, waggling the bat. Our friend Titus checking in with us as well, as we said. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We'll stay with this game, as we say, right to its finish and call it a night after that. But a little disappointing as Trevor Bauer was having a pretty good outing for the BayStars in that one there, and all for naught with the rains a-coming. So here comes the 1-1 pitch as the lefty Yamazaki kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that swung on, has popped up over on the first base side. Giving chase is the first baseman Nomura, but it's going to drift off into the seats. As we get a look at that one there, got right in on the fists. Lots of movement from Yamazaki. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Watanabe. 1-0, the Buffaloes have lead over the Eagles. That's in the 5th inning. 2-0, the Hawks are leading over the Marines. That's in the 6th. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to the right-handed hitting left fielder of the Lions. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field, and that is going to be caught. Just hung up a little bit enough. The speed of Isabata was able to get in and make the catch. It's going to retire Watanabe for the 2nd out of the inning. And that's going to bring up the shortstop in Sosuke Genda. Check that. That's the 1st out of the inning. It's going to bring up Genda for the... Kind of interesting here that both teams, of course, when Manami was at the plate, they didn't bunt, which is understandable, and they didn't bunt here with Watanabe, especially with the runner Nakamura on at first. But you got to get into a situation where if this was a little later in the game, they might not have Nakamura running, and you might consider dropping a bunt down with some of your other players. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. This could be, it was, we said a couple innings ago, the way it was shaping up, a 1-run game. Again, waiting on the offering here from the lefty Yamazaki. Here comes the 0-1. Checks the runner at first. Now kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down. The count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Other games that are happening around the NPB tonight, as the other scores that are underway, it is 9-2 now for the Carp over the Giants. Holy geez. Shosi Togo getting roughed up. And 5-2 for the Tigers over the Dragons. That's in the bottom of the 4th inning. Where has the offense come from all of a sudden from the Carp? Unbelievable. They roughed up the BayStars last weekend. Here they are on the weekend roughing up the Giants. The home fans ought to be loving that in Hiroshima, especially after a rough spring. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses up and away. Count now goes to 2-1 on Genda. So 2 balls and a strike. Genda batting from the left side here against the left-handed throwing Yamazaki. It was now at 80 pitches. Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball swung on, tap foul over on the first base side. Count runs even now to 2-2. We'll try to refresh our beverage in between the innings. As our San Pellegrino is coming to an end, it looks like. Trying to get ourselves another podcast up here today. So if you are tuning into our podcasts, we do appreciate that. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. And Genda goes into the books. He is gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Shuta Tonosaki. So Tonosaki coming to the plate. As we said, we weren't really set up for this game here, but able to give you all the information that we possibly can. And whatever we can give to you, we are relaying here as it is Tonosaki stepping to the dish. Fighters and Lions is what we're calling here. And there's a breaking ball swung on, grounded softly down the third baseline. Yamazaki pounces off the mound like a cat. Fields it, throws to first, and Tonosaki is going to be retired. And so are the Lions here in their half of the seventh inning. Your score is the Lions nothing and the Fighters nothing. They did get the first hit from Takeya Nakamura. He breaks up Yamazaki's bid for a no-no. Let's see what happens in the bottom of the seventh when Tetsuya Mai comes back out to the mound. We'll be back in just a moment. We're going to refresh our beverage, and we'll be back after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in a few. Hang tight, everybody. Appreciate you for being here with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the seventh, just around the corner here. And for you guys who are just joining us, thinking it's BayStars and Lions, unfortunately, that game got rained out in the third inning as we have bounced over and are giving you the call of the Lions and the Fighters. It is 0-0 as we move to the bottom half of inning number 7. As Tetsuya Mai is on the mound here. 63 pitches through 6 innings. He's yet to allow a base hit. He has pitched 1 over the minimum so far. The only hit in the ballgame belongs to the Lions' Takeya Nakamura, who had a hit in the last half inning. So we'll see how this one fares out. I do believe we're in the bottom half of inning number 7 here, and that is correct, as the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. This is Kitaro Kiyomiya at the plate, the third baseman, who had a couple of really nice plays a couple innings ago. It's 2 balls and no strikes to him. It'll be Kiyomiya, Reyes, and Nomura to come to bat here. As he bats from the left side here against the right-hander Imai, and there is a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Imai picks up his signs from his catcher, but now he steps off the backside and wants to cycle through some signs again. Interesting that one of our former players at the game says no refund policy on that one there tonight, as it's considered no game. Fastball misses away. So that's disappointing. So if you got your ticket and you didn't go to or you went to the game and the game got rained out, no refund policy. That's interesting. I would have thought that you might have got something else. There's a base on balls as Amai delivers a breaking ball outside. That is a tough break for sure. Yeah, he says no refund or postpone policy. So he said that's a tough one. Yeah, it sure is. I didn't realize that. The only game that I bought tickets in advance, certainly at the Dome stadiums, I got tickets in advance at the Tokyo Dome, and I also had advance tickets where the Swallows played at the Jingu Stadium, but that's outdoors. But that was because I was concerned I might not have been able to get tickets day of the game because they were playing the crosstown rivals Giants. Brings Franmil Reyes to the plate. Reyes, with the runner at first here on the base on balance to Kiyomiya, stepping in, ready to go. Reyes is having a great season. He's 15 for 38, batting .395. First pitch breaking ball is waved at and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. I think if I'm Iamamiya, or sorry, if I'm Imai here, I think I'm giving a steady diet of off-speed stuff here to the big fella Reyes. So no balls and one strike. So I find that interesting. No refunds. Ouch. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on it, is fouled away into the netting behind home plate. Count now goes to 0-2. So I guess buyer beware if you're getting your tickets in advance. So no balls and two strikes as the right-handed hitting Reyes waiting here on the offering from Imai. Waggling the bat. 0-2 on the way. It is a breaking ball swung on, popped up softly into shallow center field. Racing back and making an over-the-shoulder catch is Sosuke Genda. Oh, that wasn't easy. Coming in hard was the center fielder, but Genda with the over-the-shoulder catch, able to put that one away. As Nishikawa had to come a long way to get it, but almost thought we might have had ourselves a collision there. Genda makes the play there, not making it look as easy as one would think. Retreating back to first is Kiyomiya, and that's going to bring up to the plate Nomura. So Yuki Nomura coming to the dish. As the right-hander holds himself to the set, here comes the offering as he kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. Count is quickly 0-1. Nomura 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out both of his times to the plate. Only 2 base runners tonight for the Fighters. Kiyomiya walked in to start this inning, and the catcher Uetamiya walked in the 5th with 1 gone. It's been the only traffic on the base paths for the Fighters here tonight. Fastball misses outside. The count goes even to 1-1. I said this was a revenge game for him as he had taken the loss in the opening series against the Fighters. At least that's what it was presented as in the paper. Also, too, tonight, a lot of fly ball outs in this one here. 10 of the outs have been in the air, as not including strikeouts, as there is a throw over to first base and diving back in time is Kiyomiya. So 19 outs in this game. 10 have come via the fly ball route or something in the air. Only 3 strikeouts recorded tonight by Imai. So that tells you that the other 6 have been on the ground. There's a fastball swung on. This is also hit in the air. It's into deep right field. Moving back underneath it is Hasegawa. He makes the catch. And retreating back to first base is going to be the runner Kiyomiya, and that's going to put 2 out here, and that's going to bring up to the plate Uetamiya. We are still in the bottom half of the 7th inning, despite our ticker. As I said, we're a little bit off on our game here tonight, but that's the way it goes. Bottom of the 7th inning. 2 gone here, and Tamiya striding to the plate. Batting from the left side here. 8 for 20 on the season. Walked his last time up. Here comes the pitch from Imai. It is a breaking ball that misses way outside. The count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander Imai working himself to the set position as he gets his side from his catcher Yuta Koga. And the pitch on the way, it is a fastball swung on. It's chopped foul just down the first base line. Just as a reminder, tomorrow we'll be doing the BayStars or we're planning on doing the BayStars and the Swallows yet again. As we'll do that one tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we will do, or late Saturday night North American time, we will do the game between the Fighters and the Lions. So hopefully you can join us in for those ones as well. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As Imai kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And there goes the no-no for Imai. That's going to put runners at first and second as Yua Tamiya gets himself a base hit. It's the second time tonight he has reached base. So both of the starters taking no-hitters into the 7th, lose them in the 7th inning. Great pitching performances from Imai and Yamazaki here tonight. As the crowd certainly approves of that. So now striding to the plate, it is going to be Chusei Manami. He's got runners at first and second with 2 gone here, and the big fella has got an opportunity to do some damage. We're going to see how this is going to work out. So the right-hander Imai works himself to the set, and here comes the pitch. He kicks and delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count goes to 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Rains have scored a run as they currently trail the Hawks 2-1. Buffaloes have a 2-0 lead over the Eagles. That's in the 6th inning. Both of those games are in the 6th. They're catching up to this one a little bit here. So 1 ball and no strikes to Manami. Runner at second is Kiyomiya. Runner at first, Tamiya. Here's the pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner. Pitch at 96 miles an hour on the gun. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Manami waiting here on the offering as the waits on the delivery here from the right-hander Imai. And now he kicks and fires as a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. That pitch there was probably one of the hardest pitches we've seen thrown tonight since we've come over to the game. That pitch was at 97 miles an hour. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Imai getting his side from his catcher, ready to go back to work here again. Nods in agreement as he works to the belt. Here comes the 2-1 to Manami. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses in the left-handed batter's box, and the count now 3 balls and 1 strike. So good hitters count here for the right fielder of the Fighters. So Manami here in that spot, waiting to go. As the right-hander gets the sign from his catcher, and now he comes to the set position. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Manami. As he kicks and fires, it is a breaking ball waved out and missed, and now the count goes full 3-2. Manami was way out in front. That's the one thing. Still, his swings, has some really ugly swings, does Manami. One would expect that he will improve as time goes along. So here comes the 3-2 offering as Manami waggling the bat. And Imai ready to go. The runners are going to be on the move on the 3-2 pitch. And here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and fouled off right into the catcher. Count remains at 3-2. As we mentioned here tonight, that game, unfortunately, between the BayStars and the Swallows washed out. I'll have to be able to hopefully pick up some more action in the next little bit. So Manami waggling the bat. Waiting here on the offering from Imai. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners are going to be on the move yet again. And here comes the pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. That's going to load the bases. So the fighters are going to load it up. It's going to bring, scheduled to bring Daigo Kawabata to the plate. We're going to have to wait and see if they're going to have a pinch hitter here. I think if I'm the fighters, I might be looking to go to the bench. The pitching coach, Toyota, is on his way to the mound to have a word with their ace. Ronald Rumpin here, he says he can't unfortunately stay. Just wanted to pop in and say hello. Unfortunately, the BayStars and the Swallows were rained out in about the 3rd inning. We were calling that one, and the thunderstorms rolled in. The clouds opened up, and it was tough. It's the bottom of the 7th as we were calling the game between the Lions and the Fighters. Both of the pitchers took no hitters into the 7th inning. It was a classic pitchers duel. But now the Fighters have a chance to draw first blood as they've got the bases loaded and nobody out, and it brings Kawabata to the plate, looking to be the hero, as he has really struggled this year so far. So the right-hander Imai getting his signs from the catcher Koga. Kawabata digging in here. Let's see if he can give him a professional at bat or not. First pitch on the way. Fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike. Oh, Kawabata couldn't believe it. You don't get a lot of reactions from the players usually. That pitch is definitely inside, but the home plate umpire gives the benefit of the doubt to the Lions ace. Yeah, I'd be very happy with that one, that's for sure. So the right-hander ready to deliver again as he kicks and fires. Fastball misses down. Count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Kawabata waggling his bat, waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Imai. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now 2-1. So ahead in the count here. Nowhere to put him. You're going to have to pitch to him eventually. 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Fighters fans are cheering their club on. They're on their feet in certain parts of the stadium. It is a pretty solid crowd here on a Friday night in Hokkaido. As the 2-1 pitch ready to come here to Kawabata as the right-hander Imai holds to the set. And here comes the pitch. Split figure pitch misses down. They appeal to the third base umpire, and they said he did go around. Oh boy. I want to take a look at that one. That was definitely in the dirt. At first glance, I didn't think he did. No, yeah, well, on the second glance, it's the right call by the umpire. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Surprised the home plate umpire couldn't go up with the right hand on that one. Dark Age says, just woke up and saw Yokohama game was postponed. Yeah, it was in the third inning. It was both pitchers were pitching really well, as both the starter for the Swallows and Trevor Bauer were going head-to-head at it. Yoshimura had allowed a hit to Yoshi Satsugo. There's a ball that gets away from the catcher, and he's going to retrieve it and then come back and step on home plate. It'll retire the runner Kiyomiya at the plate. So we had the bases were stranded loaded here by the Fighters. We are through 7 as the Lions and the Fighters are locked at zeros. Both pitchers have lost their no-hitters in the 7th inning. We're going to be back for the 8th in just a few, as it is Lions and the Fighters. Dark Age, well, I hope you're sticking around there. But it was nothing with the BayStars and the Swallows when we were calling that one. Unfortunately, that game had come to an early conclusion in Yokohama. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for stopping in with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Updates around the NPB. It is a 5-3 ball game in the 5th inning between the Tigers and the Dragons. It is 10-3 in the top of the 5th inning between the Carp and the Giants. We were saying earlier that the Carp have gone crazy with the bats. Bottom of the 7th inning, nothing between the Lions and the Fighters. 4-0 for the Buffaloes now over the Eagles. That's in the top of the 6th inning. They've extended their lead. And in the top of the 7th inning, it's 2-1 for the Hawks over the Marines. Game in Yokohama rained out in the 3rd inning between the Swallows and the BayStars. Unfortunately, because both pitchers were shaping up to be a pretty good pitchers duel in that one. Well, here comes the first pitch from Yamazaki. It's a breaking ball that misses down. It is coming to bat here. It is Yuta Koga to get things going. He'll be followed in the inning by the second baseman, Motoyama. And there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And then it'll be the top of the order, Hasegawa, to come to bat here. So 8-9-1 for the Lions in this one. 85 pitches so far for the lefty Yamazaki, and he delivers a breaking ball. This ball is lifted into deep left field, but not deep enough as the left fielder. Sorry about that. If you caught that one, we couldn't get to the hot button in time. That's going to retire Koga for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the second baseman in Motoyama. Yeah, we're definitely not bringing our A game tonight in this one, as we don't have the lineups. We're kind of flying off the seat of our pants. This is right now what we like to call diamond surfing. And Motoyama's not going to get a chance to hit. It's going to be Leandro Cedeno coming in to pinch hit. So the big fella here getting an opportunity to come off the bench. He's really been struggling this year, has been number 40. They need him. They need him to get going, much like last year when it was Jesus Aguiar and Franchi Cordero. 5 for 28, the big fella, batting 179. Friend Dark Age says, I got to start waking up earlier to catch the first halves of these games. It's that 6:30 is tough enough. 5 a.m. is really hard. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I tried on the flip side where it's 4 a.m. here. There's a breaking ball that misses outside and count as 1-0 to Cedeno. Yeah, it's not our A game tonight now that we don't have our lineup cards in place. as everything is all kind of gone to the wayside. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away. It was interesting that Yoshi Satsugo had just hit the single. It was Kaito Mori at the plate in the bottom half of the third inning for the BayStars. And then the lightning show started to take place. It was a thunderstorm rolling through in Yokohama. We looked at the forecast, and it didn't look like it was going to stop until about 9 o'clock at night. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. Moving back and just making the catch in front of the warning track is the left fielder, Yazawa, and that's going to retire Cedeno. He ran into that one, just didn't get enough of it. So 2 gone here, and that brings up the top of the order in Shinya Hasegawa. So both of these 2 teams here tonight looking for their first run. Finders with the best chance in that last half inning, stranding the bases loaded. So Hasegawa standing in here at the plate, trying to get things going. He takes a first pitch, breaking ball down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So if you just joined us, the game in Yokohama rained out. We're calling the Lions and the Fighters. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be lifted into left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Hasegawa is going to pick up the second hit of the night here for the Lions. And so he's aboard with a 2-out single, and that is going to bring Manaya Nishikawa to the plate. And I would bat an eye, keep an eye here to see if they put him in motion. I know the lefty Yamazaki's on the mound, but the top 2 hitters in the batting order can run a little bit for the Lions. So we'll see if they put Hasegawa in motion. Hasegawa on the season in terms of stolen bases, he's got 2 already, although he's been caught 1 time. He can run a little bit. As the pitch on the way, and there he goes right off the bat. The throw down to second is into center field, and it gets by the second baseman, but not advancing on the throw is Hasegawa. He is sliding in there safely, so that's his 3rd stolen base of the year. So now you got Manaya Nishikawa to try to drive him in as he is in scoring position. Iwatamiya's throw was in the dirt, and it short hopped the shortstop Mizuno. He wasn't able to get a glove on it or to get in front of it. Middle infielders have to be able to make plays. They got to be able to stop balls. So no balls and 1 strike. As the lefty Yamazaki works to the set. Runner at second. Hasegawa, here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, and it's going to be sliced foul into the seats down the left field line. So souvenirs abound here. No balls and 1 strike. I've been to, I think it's 8 of the 13 stadiums in the NPB now. All 5 in the Tokyo and the Horomoto Field, in the Kyocera Dome in Osaka, and in Hiroshima. So I'm missing 5 stadiums to get to. And I have to say, looking at this stadium in Hokkaido, that looks like it's a beautiful stadium. I'd love to be able to get there in 2026. We'll try to knock off both there and in Tohoku. There's a breaking ball swung on, chopped back to the pitcher. He had the leap to field it as Yamazaki, and then he throws it down. A nice pick there by Nomura at first base. Oh, they're very, very fortunate there. And that is going to do it here for the Lions, as they're going to be finished in their half of inning number 8. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. We are going to move ourselves to the bottom half of the 8th inning. We're a little behind on our banners. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in here on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. It is the bottom of the 8th, and coming to bat will be the Fighters here in their inning. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves into the last half of inning number 8. It is a 0-0 ball game. Both pitchers have been masterful here tonight. Both Imai and Yamazaki taking no hitters into the 7th inning. Those are gone now, and it is going to be coming to bat here for the Fighters in their half of the inning, or their part of the inning. It is going to be slated to be Mizuno, Isabata, and the top of the order, Yazawa. So we'll see how this all plays out. As Imai has just completed his warm-up tosses. Lots left in the tank for both of these arms. Neither of the pitchers have really exhausted themselves yet. We do have a new second baseman. As Moriyama is done, we'll have to get you the confirmation of that. It looks like it is Takazawa who has come in, as he will be playing the rest of the ball game out here. So that is Natsuo Takazawa, as he will take over at second base. First pitch delivered to Mizuno is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Fred Darkage says he loves the Fighters uniforms that they're playing with. Yeah, we noticed that earlier on. It's kind of like a mountain that they have across their chest, and the Fighters is through the mountain, or the snow-capped part of the mountain. It is pretty cool, actually. I got to say, I like it as well. Breaking ball missed upstairs. It's 2 balls and no strikes here to Mizuno. They need a base runner and need to be able to try to manufacture a run. There's a ball that's a fastball hit. It's scorched into the right field corner. It's going to get down. It could be extra bases. Digging for 2 is Mizuno. Here comes the throw in. It's going to be offline. So a leadoff double here for the Fighters. The bottom half of the 8th inning. And that is going to bring up the center fielder in Isabata. And you can bet dollars to donuts here. I'll bet my house on this that Isabata is going to be bunting in this situation. I mean, he might pull back and slash, but one would have to think the bunt is on. So a leadoff double here by Mizuno, only the 3rd hit of the game today by the Fighters. Check that, only the 2nd hit of the game. Tamiya had the other hit. So he is at second base with nobody out. And the Fighters here looking to draw first blood. It's not going to be easy when we look forward to the top of the 9th inning. It is going to be Nevin, Nakamura, and Watanabe to come to bat for the Lions. So not a easy part of the batting order, that is for sure. We'll see if they're going to stay with Yamazaki for the next half. We'll have to keep our eye peeled there. So here comes the first offering, and you got it, as Isabata is already squaring the bunt. And they do a spaghetti move and chase the runner back to second base. So at bat here is the 9-hole hitter in Isabata. That'll be Azawa to come to bat next. As Isabata waggling the bat here, waiting on the offering from Imai. Game will slow down a bit once they get into the stretch positions, as this game was really cruising along quickly. Here comes the pitch. And Isabata takes a breaking ball for bunt. Oh my goodness. They throw behind the runner at second base, and they have picked off Mizuno. What a boneheaded base running mistake that was. He hits the double to get things going. He's in scoring position. A great play by Yuta Koga to back pick the runner at second base. Unbelievable. They don't get the bunt down, and then he fires down, and they nail the runner getting too far off of the bag. Oh, the manager, Shinjo, must be just hands in his face there. That's unbelievable. And inexcusable in particular. And there is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the right side, fielded by the new second baseman, Takazawa, and he throws to first, and that's going to retire. That would have got the runner over to third base. They'd have a runner at third with one out and multiple ways to score him. And instead, Mizuno gets gassed. I wonder if he's going to come back out defensively in the next half inning, or they say we've seen enough. Oh, that hurts. It's going to bring Yazawa to the plate. Yazawa tonight looking to try to get on for the first time. He's 3 for 20 to start the season here. Batting a cool 150. Oof. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So if you just joined us, we were doing the game between the BayStars and the Swallows. That game got rained out earlier on. This is bonus coverage here as we are in the bottom of the 8th inning, locked at zeros. Lions and the Fighters. There's a fastball swung on this ball, scorched foul down the right field line. When that game got postponed, it was in the 3rd inning in a 0-0 battle there. Trevor Bauer had started for the BayStars. He had allowed 1 hit in his 3 innings of work, facing 1 above the minimum. As the pitch on the way from Amai is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 1-2. So that game was washed out, and so we picked up the game here between the Lions and the Fighters, the one that we're going to be looking at on Sunday. And so it's been a fabulous pitcher's duel. So here comes the 1-2 offering as the right-hander holds to the set, and now Imai delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted in deep right field. This ball can be trouble, and it's going to be off the wall. And rounding first and heading into second and sliding in there safely as Yazawa. He just missed a home run by inches, and that just makes it even more depressing for the Fighters management. That would have been a run. But with Mizuno getting picked off or backpicked at second base, that makes it hurt even more. That is going to bring up the 2-hole hitter here, as it is going to be Kitaro Kiyomiya coming to the plate. He did not miss it by much. I wonder if they would obviously take a look at the replay on that. I don't know if they will or not. I thought it might have hit the top of the fence. But boy, oh boy, they needed that. The Fighters, that gets them back into scoring position again. Well, Kiyomiya coming to the plate. He reached on a walk his last time up. Batting from the left side here against Imai. So a base hit here. They got the outfield in shallow. They're going to have to try to throw the runner out at the plate. $10 for 46 on the year for Kiyomiya. He's waggling the bat. He holds the bat up by his head. Here comes the pitch. As it is delivered, it's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Appreciate those of you who have popped into the game here tonight. Expecting BayStars and Swallows, but not quite tonight, as the game had been washed out. Here comes the 1-0 offering as the right-hander works himself to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball missing outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. That is the 100th pitch of the ball game issued by Imai. So we'll have to keep our eyes peeled. I wonder if they're going to start turning it over to the bullpens here for inning number 9. So 2 balls and no strikes. Kiyomiya waiting here. He's in a good hitter's count. Runner at second is Yazawa, as Yazawa had hit that double here with 2 outs. What could have, would have been. Still, the Fighters, as much as we starting to like watching them play, they still make those mistakes, both on the defensive side and on the base running side. That's what you get with a young team. As the 2-0 pitch coming from Imai, he kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses down. And a good take there by Kiyomiya. It's now 3-0. Waiting on deck is the Franmil Reyes. So pick your poison here. If you end up walking Kiyomiya, you got to face Reyes. It's not going to get any easier. So 3 balls and no strikes it is. Kiyomiya waggling the bat here as the right-hander works himself to the set. Checks the runner. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. And that's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring Reyes to the plate here. So one of the hottest hitters, not just for the Fighters, but in the entire NPB, striding to the dish. Friend Tyler says, what's the deal with the offense tonight? Good pitching, bad swings, or a mix of everything? For Animal in the NPB is cool. He was always a cheat code in the MLB video game, that is. Yeah, Franmil Reyes had that 25-game hit streak last year for the Fighters, which was pretty impressive. He's batting .385 on the season. A couple of homers and 7 RBIs. My friend Dark Age says, yeah, this could be good. Yeah, you're right. Especially with Imai at 102 pitches. He's kind of softened up a little bit now. And here comes the pitch to Reyes. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Oh, that was power against power. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. He blew it right on by him. Reyes wanted to put that one into the seats to give him a 3-0 lead. And now you can pretty much, that was probably the best pitch he's going to see in that at bat. You might get a steady diet of garbage now flying up to the plate. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Imai kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that is down. Looked up the split figure variety, and Reyes waved at it and missed. That was the old Franimal that showed up right there. So now the count is at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second is the leadoff hitter, Yazawa. It is Kiyomiya at first. 2 gone here. And Franmil Reyes is in the hole at 0-2. Here comes the pitch. As Imai works to the set. Needle is pointing in the favor of the Lions right-hander. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crowd is still cheering pretty good here for the Fighters. As the Fighters fans are urging their team on. They don't want to take it to the 9th inning here. Locked at 0. Still anything can happen as we are getting to the late part of the game. Reyes here waiting on the offering. As Imai holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. 1-2 on the way. Breaking ball swung on. It is lined on 1 hop to short. Fielded by Genda. He throws to first. And that is going to do it as Reyes is in the books for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they had their opportunities, did the Fighters. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. They are going to be going to their bullpen more than likely as the manager Shinjo on his way out to talk to the umpire. We'll be back and answer Tyler's question in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in. Nothing as we move to the top of the 9th inning. We'll be right back after this.
You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Seiji Tanaka coming on in relief here, as he has made a couple of appearances this year. Non-save opportunity. Both of the appearances he has made, he has recorded a couple of saves. He has worked the 2 innings. He has not allowed a hit or a walk, and he has struck out 2. He has also, in his time period, not allowed a run. So, Tanaka on in relief. So our friend Tyler asked the question. He says, the question is, do you think it's better to be a big fish in a smaller Japanese pond or another ball player in America? Well, to be honest with you, when you think of some of the Japanese players, like I think over the last maybe 10 years or so, there are a couple of players who could probably come and play in North America. The one in particular, the shortstop, longtime shortstop of the Giants, he's now moved to third, and he's really in the twilight of his career, and that's Hayato Sakamoto. I think Sakamoto could have played in the MLB. But at the same time, he was a big star in Japan. He paid a lot of money to play in with the Giants, and that's where he stayed. So he was the big fish in a sort of a domestic pond over there. Fastball delivered to Tyler Nevin that misses outside for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Nevin has a walk in his 3 tours to the plate as the right-hander works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch from Tanaka as he delivers a fastball. This ball is hammered into right field, and it is going to be caught by the right fielder, Manami, as he's just on the edge of the warning track. Nice job there by Nevin. Good swing by him, but not quite good enough, as Manami is there to make the catch for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the big fella in Takeya Nakamura. And Nakamura broke up the no-hitter for the Lions against Yamazaki in his last at-bat. So he comes to the plate. He is 6 for 11. He's batting .545. As we said, he's going to be 42 years old in August. But when you think of the North American players or the Latin players that go across to Japan, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 1-1 to Nakamura. Reyes, if he wanted to come back to North America, I would say he probably gets a minor league contract with an invite to spring training. But in his particular case at this point now that he's established himself in Japan, he's probably going to be there for the next couple of years. He's going to get himself a contract. Why would you come back when you got guaranteed money on the table in Japan? As that pitch misses inside, it's now 1-1. So in his case, it's probably better off at this point to be the bigger fish in Japan than it is in North America. And I kind of don't understand why he really never got another opportunity. I don't, maybe it was off field, maybe it's behavioral, who knows. But I mean, he did hit 30 bombs in the bigs one year. He's got some pedigree. But the Guardians basically walked away from him. I think he was picked up by the Cubs. It was 3 organizations that he was with. He was also with the Padres as well early in his career. So here comes the 2-1 pitch as it is delivered. It's a fastball swung on his chop foul over on the third base side. So I guess it all depends on circumstances. I mean, I think that's probably where he is. He says that that was his thought too. Too much competition in the MLB. He's got some success in Japan. He can get a few more paydays. Yeah, he was decent with the Guardians too, or Indians, or whatever organization they were calling it at the time. Like he was spot on. But sometimes but he is a bit of a streaky hitter. Like we said, he had that 25-game hit streak in Japan last year. Remember, early in the year, he was sent down because he was stinking it up, but made the adjustments, and to his credit, kept his job. There's a fastball swung on his pop foul into the seats on the first base side home plate. You think of like Jesus Aguilar last year for the Lions, and Franchi Cordero, I don't think he's ever going to figure it out. Either one of those players were able to keep it going. And, I hope with Nevin and Leandro Cedeno, both of those players need to be impactful players. I was talking about it on the podcast. When you come in as a import player, you got to deliver. You can't just be, one of those guys that, just shows up and gets the paycheck. There's a breaking ball that misses down. Count now runs full. You have to be better than the domestic player. Otherwise, why are we paying you all this money to bring you in? You got to come in and produce. As long as you produce, you're going to be given life. And then the other thing is that even if you are a player that's had 2 or 3 years of Japan experience, if you go into a slump or if you're not playing very well, they'll cut you some slack because you've shown that you can play there. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander Tanaka kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed, and Nakamura is going to walk back to the dugout on strikes. He's gone for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the rookie and Seiya Watanabe. Watanabe had a good swing his last at bat. He had lined out to left field deep. He strides to the plate here. Off to a great start in his NPB career. He is 16 for 38. He's hitting .421. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So they're kind of looking at him. I've seen some of the news reports out of Japan, and they're kind of looking at him as if he's going to be their savior. I don't know if he's going to be the savior or not, but he's certainly going to need to help them out. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. I hate to call somebody a savior in this situation, but he's definitely somebody they're going to have to really rely on. There is action in the Lions bullpen. I would have to think that probably going to be the end of the line here for the right-hander Imai. Fastball misses outside. It's now 1-2 to Watanabe. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're going to do the BayStars and the Swallows again tomorrow night, and then it'll be the Fighters and the Lions on Sunday. So hopefully you can make it in with us for those games as well. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander works to the set. Now delivers. Fastball taken for a called third strike. Watanabe stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by, and we are going to be going to the top of the 9th inning. And your score here, or bottom of the 9th inning, I should say, it is 0-0. Stick around, everybody. Fighters got a chance to walk it off at the end of the game. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. Swallows and BayStars were washed out tonight. We're giving you the Lions and the Fighters. It is Trey Wingenter coming in to pitch the 9th inning here for the Lions. We'll see how this shapes up as he is coming out to the mound to do his warm-ups. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. Even Tyler, too. He says he's got more weekends around. We've gone for a couple of games here this weekend, and hopefully you can be in here with us as well. We'll be right back after this.
You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game.
Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Dark Age says he's got finals right now. So I got less game opportunities, but he graduates in 2 weeks, so it'll be good to go then. I'm not sure where you're going to school there, Dark Age. But we appreciate you for jumping in with us here tonight. Probably burning the midnight oils. So I remember being at university and having to really study in the late night hours. So Trey Wintgentner coming in, making his 4th appearance of the year. He has 3 games. He's worked 3 innings. And he has got an ERA of 3.00, so 1 earned run allowed in that time. Coming to bat here for the Fighters in their half of the inning, it is going to be Nomura, Tamiya, and Manami. Nothing here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Fighters looking to wrap it up with a walk-off victory if they can. As we are watching it here, Marines have come all the way back and have taken the lead 3-2 on the Hawks in that game. That game was in the 8th inning. Here's the first pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. That pitch there was at 98 miles an hour on the gun. Wintgentner can really throw the heat. I remember with the Detroit Tigers, he was also a San Diego Padre, and he bounced around with a couple other organizations. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, or that's down, but it's swung on and missed by the Murrah. Count is 0-2. Our friend Tyler says, is it Dark Age or is it Dark Age? Yeah, there you go. He says it began as Dark Age, but it responds to both. That pitch misses down. It's now 1-2 here to Nomura. We certainly have some good crowds that come into our games. It'll be 10 o'clock Pacific tomorrow night, 1 a.m. Eastern on the call. And then on Saturday, it's going to be a 9 p.m. Eastern or midnight Pacific start, or midnight Pacific, midnight Eastern. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. That is going to retire Nomura for the first out, so Wintgentner gets him. What I'm actually curious to see is the matchup between Wintgentner and Chusei Manami, because Manami could run into a pitch and end the ballgame with one swing of the bat. So one in the books here brings up to the plate. It is going to be Yua Tamiya, and Tamiya has a hit here tonight. He is 1-for-3. He's batting .429 in the early going. Swings at a fastball and misses, and the count is quickly 0-1. I'll tell you, Wintgentner has come out here and he is blowing gas. See, Wintgentner is another one. Like Tyler asked the question about a big fish in a little pond. Well, Wintgentner has, he's got stuff. A lot of guys in the big leagues have stuff, but do you have big league stuff? There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And what I see with his fastball is, as he dials it up to 97, 98 miles an hour on that last pitch, can he bring the heat with movement? Does he have late life? What does his ball do? And even though he throws hard, a lot of big league guys can turn pitches around. Does he throw enough strikes? There's a fastball that misses inside. Count goes to 1-2. It backs to me off the plate. There's one thing about hitting a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. There's another thing about hitting a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that's got movement with run and cut and tilt, whatever it might be. That makes it really, really hard. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. I said up until about a few years ago, I could still turn a 90-mile-an-hour fastball out of a machine around because you're swinging enough. You're always in the cage and doing stuff. But now, could you do it with movement? If you're facing Matt Scherzer and all of a sudden you got 90 plus with sink and run, be up there waving around. And I was just thinking about trying to face a guy like Logan Webb. But it's like playing wiffle ball. You got to hope and guess for the right spot and sit on a pitch and be able to hammer it. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on its line foul down the left field line, and it's going to keep the count at 1-2 on Tamiya. Yeah, you foul a pitch off of the foot, that's going to have to leave a mark, that's for sure. Our friend Dark Age said. So here we go. Here comes the 1-2 offering again, and the pitch on the way. It's another split finger pitch swung on and fouled away. So got to tip your hat to Tamiya here. He's doing a lot to keep the battle going against the right-hander Wingenter. Maybe softening him up for Manami, as we said before. He's got a lot of hot feet, though, does Tamiya. He really moves his feet around in the box when he goes to swing. I was in Seattle a couple of weeks ago and saw the shortstop Jacob Wilson at the plate. Speaking of hot feet, oh boy, did he ever have hot feet at the plate. And there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Tamiya's going to make his way back to the dugout. He's gone for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the aforementioned Chusei Manami. So this is the matchup I'm looking for right here. This game is either going to go to the 10th or it is going to end here on a walk-off. You can just see it coming here. Manami is in scoring position when he steps to the plate. He has a lot of power, does this young fella. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Wingenter. Only 10 for 46, though, for Manami on the season. Has struggled to get things going. First pitch spiked up to the plate, goes all the way to the backstop. Count is 1-0. Don't even know where it ended up. So 1 ball and no strikes. And he play for these situations. Manami stepping into the box here. Taps out, ready to go here. As the right-hander works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. This ball could be trouble, backing up on the warning track. But there to make the catch to end the inning. A nice job there, just as we called it. If Manami could turn that one around, he possibly could, but it is going to be hauled in by Nishikawa, and that is going to do it here to end the 9th. We're going to the top of the 10th. And the big boss, Shinjo, is out of the dugout. He's going to make a pitching change. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Where is Ryusi Sato? Send out a search party to look for him. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 10th inning, and just like after the 5th inning, they have a little bit of an extended break as they are going to sweep the field here and get it ready to go for the back 3 innings if need be. It was a deep fly ball by Chusei Manami to end the inning as we are going to be moving to the top of the 10th. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be moving here to the top of inning number 10, and we do have a pitching change as Seiji Tanaka is now out of the ball game. It is going to be Takahita Ikeda coming in. It is a right-hander on in relief, making his fourth appearance of the young season. He has worked 3 innings. He's allowed 1 hit. He has walked none and struck out none, and he's got himself an ERA of 0. And so that is where it stands. He is coming on in relief here. So we are moving ourselves to the top of the 10th. And just as we look ahead here, trying to get an idea of who he is going to be facing coming to bat here. I'm pretty sure that it was Watanabe who had left off. I think it's going to be Genda Tonosaki and Koga. As we all see who that'll shape up here. So as he completes his warm-up tosses, we'll be ready to resume the action at our end. So he's completed his tosses. We're ready to get this one back underway as Ikeda is ready to face, coming to bat here. As I said, it is going to be Genda Tonosaki and Koga. So the Lions looking to try to draw first blood here. This game did not have any hits until the 7th inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Lions. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Fighters. Fighters had a chance to win the ball game in the 8th inning, or at least put themselves in a chance to win the ball game. Had a runner picked off at second base. It was unbelievable. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Another pitch misses down and away, and the count now runs even to 1-1. 29,686 in attendance in Hokkaido for this one. As the right-hander ready to deliver, he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Count now goes to 1-2 on Genda. Actually, that was a changeup from Ikeda. I thought that was a breaking ball. Had a bit of depth to it there. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. You don't see a lot of off-speed pitches in terms of changeups from the Japanese arms. But there is another one right there, and it is waved at and missed by Genda, and he's going to go in the books. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the third baseman in Shuta Tonosaki. So for Tonosaki, he comes to the plate. Ready to face the right-hander Ikeda here. Tonosaki tonight has flown to right. He's grounded to second, and he's grounded to the pitcher. He's 0 for 3. As the right-hander delivers, it is a split finger pitch that swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. He's batting .258 on the season. 8 for 31 is Tonosaki. Hate to say it, but I think he's on the downside of his career right now after the year he had last year. Pitch on the way. Split finger pitch, swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. Kita is throwing like it's a wiffle ball game up here. The hits tonight have been by Hasegawa and Nakamura, and that has been it for the Lions. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Yazawa, Tamiya, and Mizuno have the hits for the Fighters. 5 hits between the two teams here tonight, as hits have been at a premium. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Tonosaki waggles the bat here, waiting on the offering. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on his line into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Manami over, dropping to a knee to cut it off. He fires it in, and that's going to be a single here for Tonosaki. And that is going to bring up Yuta Koga to the plate. Well, Koga tonight has popped to the catcher, flown to left, and flown to left. 0 for 3 officially. So he bats from the right side here, facing Ikeda for the first time, and he's already squaring to bunt. Very interesting here, and they throw the ball over to first base. So looking for a 1-out sacrifice. Would not have expected that here. That is indeed what it is. So here he is, squaring to bunt yet again. This game looking for a run of some variety. As he squares to bunt, he bunts through the pitch. It's now quickly 0-1. We are still keeping our eyes on that out-of-town scoreboard. 6-3 in the bottom of the 7th for the Tigers over the Dragons. Our friend Tyler will be happy about that, as he had picked the Tigers to win. Hope you didn't do it on a combined ticket, because that might have blown up your ticket with the Swallows and the BayStars. 12-3, Carp having the lead, top of the 7th over the Giants. There's a fastball that misses outside. It's now 1-1 to Koga. Hawks have evened that game up against the Marines. It's now 3-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. And in the top of the 8th inning, the Buffaloes are leading the Eagles 4-1. So Ikeda ready to go again. Here's the 1-1 pitch, but instead he throws over to first, and diving back in time is Tonosaki. Koga still looking to try to push him over. Interesting here, because the replacement player is Takazawa, who is slated to come to bat. It'll be interesting to see if they keep him in the lineup. There's Koga. He gets it down. A good bunt fielded by Ikeda. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Koga. He does sacrifice the runner into second base. So it does look like it is going to be the end of the night for... They're going to have a pinch hitter here, as Takazawa is going to be done. Will it be Nomura off the bench? Who are they going to have here? This is going to be number... So it looks like it's going to be Hiranuma coming off the bench. Number 31. It's also going to bring the Fighters into the mound. Tyler says it's just a straight ticket on the Tigers. That game gets voided. Yeah, well, that's a some saving grace. Some saving grace for you on a voided game. I was telling you that one of the fellas who used to come to our program, who's over there, he went to that game tonight, and he messaged me and he said, no refund policy on the game. They played 2.5 innings, and sorry, you're SOL. No refund like in Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball has to go at least, I think, 4.5 innings. Third inning there. Sorry. Thanks for your money. So 0 for 3 on the season is Hiranuma. Looking for his first hit here against Akita. And the first pitch on the way here from the right-hander is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. It makes it tough when they aren't giving you any refunds. Tonosaki has his lead at second base. Outfield is in shallow. They got to try to throw the runner out at the plate. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-1. I know. I didn't know that either. I was saying it earlier in the stream. I only bought my tickets in advance for the Swallows and the Giants. And then when I was in Japan, I bought tickets in advance for a couple of the Giants games that were later. I think it was 3 games I'd bought. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And it's a pitch that is grounded foul over on the first base side. Counts now 1-2. So I was never in jeopardy. I was never concerned about a rain out at the Tokyo Dome, obviously. What could happen there? And the other one, of course, the only one I was concerned about a rain out was at the Jingu Stadium. But I took the risk to buy the tickets in advance because I wanted to see the game there. I don't know. Maybe if it starts, there's no refund after that. And that's a question. Tyler says they don't do rain checks. So that's a problem. I mean, especially if you're a visitor and you got a ticket, how are you going to get the rain check, right? There's a split finger pitch swung on it, is lifted into left center field, racing over and making the catch is Isabata. They were shallow. He had to go back on the ball and into the gap to go and get it. But that is going to do it here for the Lions. The ball was struck hard by Hiranuma, just not hard enough. And that is going to do it here in the top of the 10th. We're moving to the bottom of the 10th. Your score still the same as when we started, 0-0. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being here with us. So you got a voided ticket. Unfortunately, the fella I know, he got a voided game. We'll be right back in a few.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole. A little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of inning number 10, and the Lions are going to their bullpen as they are bringing on a left-hander. And I'm not sure if that is going to be Hada or not. We're going to have to take a quick peek here to see who it is, as it looks like it is, because Wingenter's night is over. So we're just waiting here to give you the information on the lefty. It might be Saito. Yeah, it looks like it is going to be Shinsuke Sato on the mound here, making his 3rd appearance. And we're also going to have a new second baseman as well for the Lions in this one. Sato, though, first let's deal with him. No wins and 1 loss. He has worked 2 innings. He's allowed 4 hits. He's walked 1 and struck out 1. He's got himself an ERA of 9. It is a new second baseman, as it is going to be Keisuke Nakata who is taking over. This will be his fourth ball game of the year for the Lions. He come over from the Fukuoka Ball Club. So Nakata now in at second base. Can you imagine, Tyler, if the Indianapolis Indians weren't giving you your money back on tickets that you bought? Oh, there'd be all-out warfare in Indianapolis. So this brings to the plate. We're just checking to see what we have here. Looks like we may have ourselves a pinch hitter for Isobata. Is that correct? We're going to have to do a double take here. Oh, it is actually Yoshida who is hitting here. This is Kengo Yoshida, and the pitch is a breaking ball, waved out and missed. It's in the hole here quickly at 0-2. Yoshida batting .208 on the season. He does have a couple of homers and a couple RBIs for the Fighters. Another player from the Fukuoka Ball Club is getting an opportunity here for the 24-year-old in Hokkaido. As the 0-2 is on the way, it's a fastball that misses outside. Count goes to 1-2. His 2 home runs this year, but the first 2 of his career. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. And the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball down. Nice stop there by the catcher. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Our friend Tyler said absolutely. Ticket box would have to block his phone number. Yeah, they would be tired. You'd be worrying about with the calls if you couldn't get your money back. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the lefty kicks and fires, fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. I picked up a win tonight. We've been battling a mouse at my house, and finally he succumbed to one of the traps. We had gained his trust by putting the cheese in the trap around it, not necessarily setting it fully. Tonight he has had his last supper. There's a fastball swung on, grounded back off the pitcher, Sato. He has to run and chase it down. He fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Yoshida for the first out of the inning. Looked like it had come off his inside of his foot or at the bottom of his foot. Ball had come back to the mound. It looked like he was wanting to play soccer with it. Nice job by him, actually. On the replay, he had turned his back to the hitter, and then he stuck his foot out. So it hit the bottom of his cleats. Good effort there by Yoshida to get down the baseline, but he is gone for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the shortstop Mizuno, and the pitch to him is a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count quickly goes to 0-1. This isn't what we had drawn up earlier tonight, obviously, in terms of the games. We're glad we had tuned into this one. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled right away at the plate. Count goes to 0-2. Extra innings here between the Fighters and the Lions, as it is in the bottom of the 10th inning. Mizuno to be followed by Isobata, and then the top of the order for the Fighters. As the lefty Sato holds set, here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 1-2. Tyler says, R.I.P. to Stuart Little. If I'm not mistaken, he was a comedian, I believe, at one time. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on and missed. And Mizuno is going to go into the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 in the books, and that's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Ryona Isabata. So Isabata coming to bat here. He is yet to get a hit here tonight, like much of his peers have been hard. So he's 1 for 10 on the season. He's batting an even 100. As the pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So if you haven't seen him hit, he has his hands separated as if he's ready to bunt right out of the gate. He's got tremendous wheels. So that way there, as opposed to starting hands together, he slides it down the bat, and then he gets both hands together, and got to keep the defense guessing in some capacity. Either go to the bunt or he can swing away. 2 balls and no strikes it is, as that last pitch missed down. Oh, Tyler said, yeah, talking about our victory on the War on the Mice. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 2-1. We were calling him Jerry. We just needed our Tom to go with him. Start naming our mice. I remember at home when we had a problem for a little bit of a run. I don't know if it's a sustainable. I don't know if we're going to have multiple ones or not, because we did seal everything up. I think this is the one that was contained to the place here. Fastball swung on and fouled away. Count now at 2-2. To Isabata. He's looking to try to get himself on base. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 gone here in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Lions and the Fighters are where we started, 0-0. This game has got starting to get to the point where we may not get a run at all. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on it, is lifted foul down the left field line, giving chase Tonosaki, but it is just going to land before it reaches the seating down the left field line. The people that are seated down that left field line, it's like they're sitting almost below ground in that front row. Only the netting protects them. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now we're going to have to go back and pull out the stove and all the other places and clean up all the nooks and crannies around this place. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the lefty kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on it, is lifted into right center field, moving over underneath it. And making the catch is Hasegawa, and that is going to do it as Isabata is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. We're going to go to the 11th. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. More baseball to come after this. Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change. It's going to be the top of the order coming to bat for the Lions, Hasegawa, Nishikawa, and Nevin. As the Fighters have gone to the bullpen. They have brought in Kawano, the lefty. So we are got themselves a new change. We haven't got the updates on the web here yet for you to give you the information on the lefty. You've seen Kawano pitch before. He has got a pretty funky delivery. He is the Nestor Cortez of Japanese baseball. He's got himself a quirky delivery, and he's got all kinds of crazy stuff that he has. So he is here. They do have a new second baseman, as well do the Fighters, as Narama is in to play second. But for Kawano, this is his 5th appearance of the year. He's worked 2 2/3 innings. He has yet to allow a hit. He has walked 2 and struck out 2. He's featured an ERA of 0, but he's going to be facing Shinya Hasegawa, who is 7 for 40 to begin the year. He's batting 175. So Kawano ready to face him here in the top of the 11th. First pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and missed. Oh, he screwed himself into the ground. Count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. For those expecting BayStars and the Swallows, game was rained out in the 3rd inning. A little bit disappointing as it was Trevor Bauer on the mound after coming off a stint with an injury. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. 0-2 it is. He was pretty sharp tonight. Only 1 hit through his 3 innings of work. Striking out 2 and walking none, but that is the way it goes. He's going to have to make his next appearance in another couple of weeks. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on line right to the glove of the 3rd baseman, Kiyomiya. And that is going to put 1 in the books here. Good swing there by Hasegawa, but when you're not swinging the bat very well and you finally get a break and hit 1 on the screws, Kiyomiya didn't even have to move. That's going to bring up Nishikawa to the plate. As Manaya Nishikawa strides in here. Ready to face the lefty Kawano for the first time. 0 for 3 tonight. He does have a walk. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses low, and the count is 1-0. Nishikawa is also grounded to first, grounded to third, and grounded to the pitcher. He's 11 for 40 on the season. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Lefty Kawano ready to deliver as he gets a sign from his catcher, Tamiya. He kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and missed. Count now goes to 2-1. No runs, 3 hits for the Lions. No errors. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Fighters. As we are here in top of inning number 11. 2-1 on the way. Breaking ball waved at and missed. The count now goes to 2-2. Waiting his turn on deck is Tyler Nevin. Here comes the 2-2 offering as the lefty Kawano ready to go again. Kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses down. The count now runs full. 3-2 to Nishikawa. I need base runners either of these teams. Fighters definitely had their chances back in inning number 8. Here comes the 3-2 as he kicks and delivers this Kawano. Fastball taken at the knees for a called 3rd strike. Nishikawa, I don't know what you're looking at. He goes down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. It's going to bring up the first baseman in Tyler Nevin. Well, Nevin coming into the plate, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He's also drawn a walk. Batting from the right side here against the lefty Kawano, who kicks and delivers. Fastball misses outside for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Tyler says, what's the chance you picked the only other game that goes 12 scoreless innings? Unbelievable. Scoreless in the game we called tonight, and this one carries on that first game. So basically tonight, it's like about 15 innings of baseball. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Looks like the Hawks scored in the top of the ninth to take a 4-3 lead over the Marines. Buffaloes have a 4-1 lead over the Eagles. That game is also in the ninth. So not much offense here, that's for certain. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As Kawano delivers, fastball taken for a called strike. Nevin doesn't like it, and he turns around. I don't know. I think the theatrics from Phil Nevin have been something else tonight. That pitch looked pretty good. But I think his reaction the last time up, and you got to think, they often say that the international players don't get the benefit of the doubt early on. There's the fastball swung on and fouled away. Could be the case here as well. Got to earn your piece in Japan. Tyler says the Marines have tied it back up. Yeah, you're right. I see it there. It's got to be in the bottom of the ninth inning. Wonder how they got that one back. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball down. Count now goes to 3-2. Check that. They've got it at 2-2 up on the board here. I thought it was 3-2 to Nevin. Take a look here on the big scoreboard, but it is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here we go. Here comes the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Now it's 3-2 as that fastball misses down and in. Or did it hit him? It looks like it hit Nevin on the top of the foot. So he's going to make his way to first base, and that is going to bring up the big fella in Takeya Nakamura. So Nakamura coming to bat here. Manager Shinjo not happy, I'm sure. So Nakamura striding to the plate. He broke up the no-hitter back in the 7th inning. As he bats here against the left-handed throwing Kawano, the big fellow waits on the pitch. Fastball swung on and pop foul into the seats behind home plate, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Nakamura here, going to be 42 years old in August, as we mentioned earlier on. Say his son is a prospect. I wonder what his son looks like if he's as big as his dad. Fastball swung on, popped up behind home plate. Moving back underneath it, Tamiya's going to have room. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it. That is going to retire the side. Lions are done here in their half of the 11th inning. We're going to go to the bottom half of the 11th. Your score is still 0-0. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in. Time for me to go back and refresh our drink yet again. We'll be back for the bottom of the 11th when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom half of inning number 11. It is going to be Kaima Taira, who is on in relief for the Lions, as he is going to be on to face them. Tyler says he went from winning 100 to winning 50 because the BayStars got rained out, but a win is a win. Congratulations, Tyler. We're glad that you were able to pick up a couple extra bucks to add to your coffers. Well, slated to come to bat to face Taira here. It's supposed to be Azawa, Kiyomiya, and Reyes, the top of the batting order here. Taira has worked in 3 ball games, and he's got himself an ERA of where's he at? He's got an ERA of 3.00. He's got no wins, no losses, but he does have a save. And Taira has allowed 3 hits. He's walked 1 and has struck out 4. Taira is not a big guy. He stands in at 5'9". Was working as a starter in the 2023 season and then had picked up some injuries. Came back last year, mainly out of the pen, and the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1, so no balls and a strike. Tyler says he needs 2 more outs in that ball game. And there's a breaking ball swung on, chopped over to first. Nevin fields it. He underhand flips it to the pitcher covering. That is going to retire the leadoff hitter for the first out of the inning. So 1 away in the books here as Yazawa has grounded out. That's going to bring up Katara Kiyomiya to the plate. Well, this is going to be the interesting part of the batting order. 3 of the next 5 hitters are in scoring position when they come to the plate here for the Fighters. It'll be Kiyomiya striding in here. This ball game here is running out of time as we're in the bottom of the 11th inning. Fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is quickly 0-1 to Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya batting from the left side, hitting .217 now on the season. As the pitch is a breaking ball missing inside, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Tyler says games like this make me appreciate the Manfred runner. There's a breaking ball missing outside. It's 2-1. I actually have to say I'd rather see a 12-inning tie than a game that ends with a ghost runner. I know that sounds kind of strange, but in the regular season, I mean, who cares? If it ends in a tie after 12 innings, it ends in a tie. I don't want to see a playoff game end in a tie. Extra innings can keep going on forever there. But I'm okay with a game after 12. There's a fastball swung on, grounded to first, fielded on the backhand by Nevin. He flips it to the pitcher covering. Wow, that's 2 plays in a row that they've had to work the first baseman to the pitcher covering. So 2 in the books here, and that's going to leave it all up to the Franmil Reyes. So the big fella coming to the plate. We'll see how this one's going to play out here. And so the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on. He cues it off the end of the bat. Foul over on the first base side. Count is quickly 0-1. Reyes, much like his teammates, have had a rough night at the office at the plate. All you need to do is push 1 run across here. As the pitch on the way, it's a fastball that misses outside. Count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball swung on and missed. Oh, he dialed that up to 97, did Taira. Just blew it right by Reyes. It was a steady diet of off speed, and then Kaboom. Just blew it right on by him. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's another fastball, and this one he dials it up at 98. Blows it right by Reyes, power on power, and that is going to do it. We're going to go to the 12th inning, all locked up at zeros. We'll be back in just a little bit. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. It's the 33-year-old Toshihiro Segura coming on in relief as he is going to be taking over here. He has making his 6th appearance already in the season. He has worked 4 2/3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 walks, struck out 4. He has given up 1 run, which was earned. He's got an ERA of 1.93. So he takes over here in the top of the 12th inning as he is going to be facing Seiya Watanabe, Sosuke Genda, and Shuta Tonosaki as they come to bat here in inning number 12. So Watanabe batting .410 on the year, 16 for 39. He's hit the ball hard a couple of times tonight into some tough outs. He's really seen the ball well. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Batting from the right side here is the right-hander. Delivers again, and there's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Looks like the Hawks have scored in the top of the 10th. Take a 5-4 lead over the Marines. Marines just don't want to win that game. 9th inning it is. Buffalo's 4-1 over the Eagles. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the right field line. I know there was a 0-0 tie last year in the NPB. I just don't know if there has been any yet to this point this year. I don't think there has been. So no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander holds set, now kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. And that is going to be 3 in the books. 3 strikes there, and Watanabe is gone. That is going to bring up Sosuke Genda to the plate. And for those of you who stuck around with us tonight, through thick or thin, we are glad that you guys could be here with us. So here comes the first offering to Genda. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. Count is 0-1. Genda 4 for 29 in the early goings this year. I wonder if some of the off-field shenanigans that surrounded him have gotten in the way of his on-field performance. Pitch on the way. It is a fastball that misses down. Count goes even at 1-1. It was well documented that he had his girlfriend with him, the Premier 12th tournament in the fall. As there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2, while his wife remained at home. So that's a interesting talking point. And I'll let you guys figure that out from there. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Genda. Again, the right-hander working himself to the set position. And the pitch is on its way. Fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. Ball was dropped out of the glove of the catcher. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Segura works himself to the set. Here comes the 2-2 to Genda. Pitch on the way. Fastball. Take it for a called third strike. Oh, it was center cut. Not sure what Genda was looking for, but he's going to be retired on strikes for the second out of the inning. And the last chance for a run is going to come here from Shuta Tonosaki. Oof, that was a good pitch. No argument from Genda as he just walks back to the dugout. So Tonosaki at the plate, waiting on the first offering here as the pitch is on the way. Fastball misses down. That pitch looked pretty good. So 1 ball and no strikes. Tonosaki hitting .281 on the year with a homer and 3 RBIs. Swings and pops it up. It's over on the first base side. It's playable in foul territory. Underneath it is Nomura. He's there to make the catch, and that's going to do it. As the Lions are gone in their half of the 12th inning, we're going to go to the bottom half of the 12th. As the Fighters' chance to win it with a walk-off. We'll be back in just a few after this. We appreciate you guys for jumping in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We got ourselves a 0-0 game as we go to the bottom of the 12th. We'll be back in just a few. It is going to be the Fighters trying to win it here in the bottom of the inning. We'll be right back after this. Back, everybody. It's going to be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters to come to bat. It'll be Nomura, Fushimi, and Manami with a chance to be able to walk this one off are the Fighters. This ball game here was a no-hitter for both pitchers going into the 7th inning. We do have a pitching change, though, however, for the Lions, as they are turning it over to the right-hander here. It's going to be Hiroshi Kaino. So he is coming on in relief, the former one-time Fukuoka SoftBank Hawk. Joined the Lions last year in 2024. It's his second season. The 28-year-old who had gone to Toyo University for joining the Hawks. And, of course, joined the Lions after 4 seasons in the NPB level with the Hawks. A career 7-10 record. Had 11 saves. He had 8 saves his rookie year for Fukuoka. So he is coming on in relief here for the Lions in this one. So he is going to be facing Nomura to get things going here. It'll be Nomura, then Tori Fushimi, and Chusei Minami. As we're ready to get things going. Our Filipino friend said, Lions and Fighters still at it. Yes, they are. Lions have been hanging in here. It's been good pitching. The fastball swung on, grounded over to second. Fielded neatly by the second baseman. And that is Nakata, who throws to first, and that is 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up slated to bring up the catcher in Tori Fushimi. I'll take a look to see if it is indeed Fushimi. It is. It's his first at bat of the evening as he came in to replace Yua Tamiya. 2 for 10 on the season for Fushimi. Homer and 1 RBI, takes a fastball for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Fighters are running out of outs. And this game is running out of time, as the 0-1 pitch is on the way. Fastball swung on and chopped foul behind home plate. Now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. The game between the BayStars and the Swallows rained out in the 3rd inning, locked at 0s. We came over here and picked it up in about the 4th inning. It's been 0s ever since here as well. So here comes the 0-2 offering as the right-hander holds set. Now delivers. Fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Ah, what an uncompetitive at bat. Fushimi down on strikes. He's gone for out number 3. And that's going to leave it all up to Chusei Minami. So for those of you, when you are just joining us, Minami had a chance to win it in the 9th with 2 out. Trey Windgenter was on the mound, and he hit a ball to deep center field, right to the warning track, to the deepest part of the park for the 3rd out of the inning. So he is here ready to face the reliever Kaino with 2 gone in the inning here. So Minami looking to walk it off if he can for the Fighters, with 2 out here in the 12th. And there is a fastball that's taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1, so no balls and 1 strike it is. Right-hander ready to go again as he works himself to the set. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. On the way, it is a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Lions. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Fighters. You do have to pitch Minami delicately. Anybody can win it, but there are certain players in the orders that can do it with 1 swing of the bat. And Minami is one of those. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. On its way, it's a split finger pitch that bounces up to the plate. Now that takes the count to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Fighters are down to their final out here. As Chusei Manawi taps the other side of the plate, and he's waiting here on the offering now from the right-hander who works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Oh, split finger pitch, waved at and missed. Count now goes to 2-2 on Manami. Now they're down to their final strike, are the fighters. Boy, I think if I want to do that same split finger pitch again. That was nasty. Just fell right off the table. The head of Manami was looking at the third base dugout by the time that pitch was swung on. Here comes the 2-2 again. As the right-hander kind of works to the set position. And the pitch on the way. Fastball. Oh, boy, I'm not sure where that was. That pitch looked like it was pretty good. I couldn't believe that he threw that good a pitch. 3-2, but the home plate umpire did not go up with the right hand. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is here to Manami. So one thing I will say, the angle of our view here, a little bit more difficult. We're very offset. So that it does play a factor as the 3-2 pitch ready to come. As the right-hander holds to the set, here comes the pitch. On its way. That is a breaking ball that is swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. This battle is going to continue. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is to Manami. Bottom of the 12th inning, as this game here is moving to a conclusion. We'll see what happens here. Here comes the 3-2 as the right-hander holds set. And now delivers. Split finger pitch, but Manami holds off. It's going to be ball 4. He's going to be aboard with 2 gone. That's going to bring up the second baseman, as it is going to be Daiki Narama coming to the plate. We'll see if Narama, it looks like maybe we have a pinch runner for Manami at first. That's surprising. It's going to be Go Matsumoto. So very interesting. Matsumoto coming to run here. Matsumoto is a stealing threat for sure. Narama stepping up to the plate. He is 8 for 16 on the season, batting an even .500. No homers, no RBIs. Keep your eye on Matsumoto. Matsumoto, a couple years ago, led the league in stolen bases. Was one of the leaders in stolen bases. I shouldn't say led the league. Last year, he had 20 bags that he stole, so he can run. He doesn't have anything this year. And do we have a pinch hitter here? Is that somebody else for Narama? I thought we had Narama coming to bat. And it is going to be Gunji coming up to bat. Interesting, they took Narama out. So Yuya Gunji coming in to hit, and the first pitch is a fastball down. So you take out a guy who's batting .500 for a guy who's hitting .333. Interesting decision. No homers, 1 RBI on the year. Bottom of the 12th inning, 2 gone here. 1 ball and no strikes to Yuya Gunji. As the right-hander kind of ready to go. Keep your eye on Matsumoto. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner. Here's the throw down to second, and it's not going to be in time. So Matsumoto moves into scoring position here with 2 gone. Now a base hit's got a chance to win it. Look out for the play at the plate. So the Lions have played pretty good baseball for 11 2/3 innings. Can they close it out with a tie, or are they going to lose this one here in inning number 12? Matsumoto got in there safely just ahead of the tag. So he gets his lead over at second base. That's his first stolen base of the year. I'm sure there's going to be a few more to follow for Go Matsumoto. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. As the right-hander holds to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Well, that pitch was at 99 on the gun. Now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Fighters are now down to their final strike. Our Filipino friend says, surprised the Lions pitching kept them in the game. I'm actually not, because you had Imai, their ace on the hill, and they've gone with their better bullpen arms. They can't do it every night. But you brought Wingenter and the others in. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's lifted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble, and it's going to be gone. A home run, a 2-run shot. Unbelievable. Yuya Gunji walks it off with 2 out here in the bottom of the 12th inning, and the Fighters are going to take home a 2-0 victory. Unbelievable. They had to play the outfield in a bit shallow. Ball was not only hit over the head, but it's deposited into the seats, and the Lions take it on the chin here, 2-0, as the Fighters are able to walk it off in the bottom of the 12th. Unbelievable. Well, everybody, I'm not doing a recap tonight as I didn't have all the stats on this one, but the important stat was the 2-0 sayonara home run here by the Fighters in the bottom half of the 12th to win the ball game. Final score 2-0. First off, I really appreciate you guys coming to check us out tonight. Those of you who stuck around. BayStars and the Swallows washed out, unfortunately. We'll be back to call that one tomorrow night, and then we'll do the Lions and the Fighters on Sunday. So hopefully you guys can make it in for that. That's a back-breaking defeat for the Lions, especially to play pretty good for 11 2/3 innings. Only that watch that one come to an end. All right, fellas. We appreciate you guys for being here. Tyler, our Filipino friend, everybody else who jumped in here tonight. Appreciate you guys listening in. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night. It'll be 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern if you're in North America, 2 o'clock in the afternoon in Japan. Have a great day, everybody.